Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle. I'm your host, JR, and we've got a lot going on. Actually, we don't really have that much going on. We're just talking about random stuff tonight, and we thought it'd be good to bring DK Dylan from the Boiler Express podcast, get his expert analysis on Zach Edey and fast food. I know, Dylan, those are two of your passions in life, correct?
Yes, Zach Edey and
Yeah.
fast food. Yes.
I had KFC today in honor
right?
of Zach Edey. Yeah.
Oh,
The entire
whoa,
bucket. There we go.
We're ready. We will go to KFC and tell them Zach Edey sent you. All right.
Do you get a
That's
discount if you do that?
incredible.
Probably not. I said it to the lady and she was like, "Who?" I was like, "I'm not a basketball fan, apparently." All right.
Well, you do live in Dayton, so
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true.
Not
Can you
bad.
wear that bucket on your head the rest of the show? Is
I
it
mean,
empty?
No, it's got chicken in it.
Oh, dang it. Never mind.
All I
Okay.
did was scarf down the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese before the show, and that was probably not the best decision, but
I was saying, are you gonna eat the chicken during the show?
good. That's a little ASMR. People will love that.
I would love it.
We also have Kent with us, casual Big Ten. Kent, has your streaming career taken off yet? How are things going?
I mean, I've been getting so many offers for. I'm basically selling my soul to the streaming community, and I'm going to just be doing ads nonstops on my streams starting soon. As soon as this
Wow.
college football game comes out. No, it's been fun, though, man. Streaming is weird. Being live is weird. I had the opportunity to experience that as your host 2 weeks ago. That was very frightening, and being on someone else's show is easy, but doing it yourself is just really strange. And playing video games while you're trying to, chat with someone like I did with Dylan yesterday, it makes it difficult. But it's been really fun, though, man. It's been really fun. Also, real quick, Dylan, appreciate you starting the show with the hat backwards. Got the memo quickly.
Yeah,
Not like Russ, he had to change it up like halfway through. So
Well,
good
see,
job
Russ-
on that.
Russ is like 84 years old and he doesn't know the hip lingo. And he doesn't, back in his day, they didn't wear backwards hats. So he's real confused. It's just his age. You
Probably
Yeah.
thinks it's disrespectful to wear them indoors.
exactly.
Right?
He tips them to the ladies when we go out. It's real embarrassing.
That might be a military thing, though, like not wearing them. He wears it indoors, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He wears that. Well, I mean, I've seen Russ without a hat, but on every show, I don't think he's ever not had a hat. The glare off his head would be too much. I mean, I'm
That's
not
true.
much to talk. I still have more hair than he does, for the record. But he's as old as he is. It's hard. God
Yeah,
bless
it's
him.
Oh
tough.
my.
It's tough.
Oh my, all right. Well, guys, we have so much to talk about and we have to be so responsible tonight. We better get started. That's obviously sarcasm. If you know anything about us, Kent and Dylan, we're probably not going to have a whole lot of serious subjects tonight. We're going to talk
No.
about KFC. We're going to talk about on-court/jersey sponsors, some CFB announcers. Our guy Robbie Hummel was left off a list, so we have to talk about that. And Portal House, Eric Musselman starring in Portal House, and we're going to talk about our own Portal Houses as well. Let's see who's here in the comments before we get started. Philip, Cannon Catchings to BYU. Dylan, you have any thoughts on your star freshman
Sayonara.
turning Mormon? Has he become Mormon?
I
Church
think
of
you
Latter-day
have to.
Saints.
I think you have to. And you go, what's that video that went wild last year? And it's the guy hits the deck on the floor, and he's like, "Shut the f up."
Oh,
Oh yeah. That's my favorite. I love that video. I
He
love
doesn't
it.
say. He says, "Shut the f up." He
Yeah,
doesn't
he
say
really
anything.
does.
It's just, so hopefully, Cannon doesn't cuss too much because apparently that's frowned upon over there. I don't know. He won one of Paint's guys. Paint didn't want him. I trust Paint. So whatever Paint says goes, and go Paint go.
Yeah. That's all right. I think he'll be fine, and I don't think he was
I
gonna
wish him the best.
be a huge contributor this year. Not to say he wouldn't have made a contribution, but yeah, he was not like going to be a starter this year or something like that. So I think Purdue will be okay. Sorry, Kent, you have any thoughts on Cannon Catching before we get to Senny's comment here?
No, no, that's fine. I think those were good thoughts. You got to ask the Purdue guy about that. Like, I'm obviously my feelings aren't hurt that he left. Like, I assume I didn't read anything about it. I saw that he went to BYU, and I was like, I don't care about him anymore because he's not in the Big Ten. I'm assuming he got more money to go there. That's why he did that at this point. But
BYU.
I was very excited to see him play, and I'm not going to watch him play as much anymore. I'll be honest. I'm not going to watch BYU
Because you're
in the
religiousist
coming seasons.
against Mormons.
Yeah.
Are the Mormons rolling in money? Is that how they afforded him? They must be a rich bunch.
I think they are. I think if it's like Dabo over at Clemson, they probably do have the church giving them some money for NIL or something like that.
They have their own currency.
Yeah. So, Sonny Verma, I gave this show a like when I saw Dylan, and then a thumbs down when I saw Clint, but switched back to thumbs up for JR. Wow, Sonny, you have gone through so many emotions just from viewing this episode. We appreciate you sticking with us. I know it's probably been very difficult for you. Kent, you have any thoughts on Sonny switching up the likes?
Yeah, like Sonny, great guy. I would suggest maybe switching the YouTube profile pic to something that's not matching his LinkedIn profile. Just keep it a little bit more fun for YouTube.
I would.
I don't know. That's just me. I like to keep it a little bit different on YouTube.
He looks
but that's
like
just me. I don't
principal. Mr. Verma.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Sonny B.
No, I love Sonny. I'm actually on Sonny's show every Friday, starting last week or 2 weeks ago, and I will be on this Friday. It's called Casual Fridays on Locked On Illini. So go subscribe to that. If you're watching right now, go subscribe to Locked On Illini. Great show, especially every Friday. Great show.
Love it. Love it. Fisherman says, I'm sad, JR. Fisherman, I assume you're talking about Tayson. Is it Chapman? I think it's Chapman.
I'm here.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the last name. No, not you, Dylan. Of course, we don't have to be sad.
Chapman, is he related to Dog Chapman?
He's, no, I don't think so. Torn ACL. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. So, but he's probably not going to play at all this season. Yeah, Chapman. Yeah. So I am sad about that as well. People were doubting him last year, and I was really hoping to see him.
Chapman with a
Chatman.
I thought Chap.
Yeah. And Philip says, thumbs down for no show last week. I do apologize, Philip. Yes, had some family stuff I had to take care of. Nothing super serious, but
all this time off, and you still haven't added anything to your background.
I know. So you see my neighbors.
Don't dox yourself.
Oh, that's nice.
If you can find this, I am very impressed.
No, there's a guy. There's actually a dude that does that for like a living. He will get like just a piece of your background, and he will find where you live. Have you seen this guy? He can find anybody in the world.
I used to live on 2 acres. I have seen that. I used to live on 2 acres. Now I have a very small yard and.
Do you have an HOA?
No land. I feel like I don't own anything. I just own a house that's more expensive and less land.
I grew up in a cul-de-sac. I was a cul-de-sac homie growing up.
Yeah. If anybody wants to send it to him, I would be very impressed if he can figure anything out from this. So,
one show next week, I'm going to be slowly walking up to that window.
Yeah. All right. One last comment, and then we'll get started because we have so many important things to talk about. OSU needs a guard in the portal. They do. I also talked to somebody who said that he just said just because somebody's a walk-on, don't think that means they won't play. So I don't know what that means, but I anticipate that Ohio State must have something in the works, whether they're already a walk-on or they're going to be a walk-on at some point. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I'm in wait-and-see mode. I trust Jake Diebler, all right? And maybe you'll have evidence of that when we get to the last segment. First segment, guys, the most important thing that happened. Zach Edey was in a KFC commercial, all right? The KFC commercial, yes, Dylan got KFC tonight. In honor of it, I had KFC for lunch. Got the tenders. I didn't get the whole bucket like Dylan.
I asked them if I could buy just the bucket, and they said no, so I had to go with the APs. It's going to be lunch tomorrow, I think.
You wanted an empty bucket?
I just said, can I buy an empty bucket? And they're like, what? And I was like, I just want the bucket. Like, I just need it for a podcast. And they're like, no.
Like, that wasn't in the commercial, Dylan.
I was like, the guy Zach Edey, who?
So I'm going to play you both commercials. I have removed the audio, so I do apologize. There, if you're listening on podcast, go ahead and skip ahead like 30 seconds because I'm going to play them back to back. Yeah, sure.
Let's just talk over it. Let's talk over the audio. Let's pretend like we'll do it for him.
Here we go. Nice bite
this
there.
Chicken's good.
Dude, the mashed potatoes are delicious.
They are. I'm kind of hungry watching that. There's Zach.
Look at that handsome son of a gun.
Doesn't he say like that really is a big deal or something like that?
The wing looks, or I think that's a leg. Looks very small in his gigantic hands.
It does. Look at that medium cup. Soda there.
Oh yeah, that's a medium because
Yeah.
For example, this is a large.
Here's the. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I didn't see this one until the next day.
That thing's in his pinky. That thing is the size of a nugget. Like
that's
for him.
Wait, is that a wing or is that a drumstick?
It's supposed to be a wing, but
I mean, his mitts are like.
Or maybe
That
it is a
might could be a
drumstick, and he's
drumstick.
just so massive.
That's actually a gallon of Pepsi right there.
Yeah, I was
he's
thinking the
holding.
same thing. It's a liter of soda.
So,
Liter of
messed it up.
soda. Now I
So.
did it.
You did the same thing.
Good Lord. Been spending too much time with Kent.
Dylan, in your expert analysis, would you say that Zach Edey is the new face of KFC?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than who they have. Remember when they had like the transitioning people acting like the Colonel?
Oh yeah.
And it got
Oh, yeah,
creepier
that
and
was stupid.
creepier. It's way better than that. Just don't dress them up as the Colonel. That'd be kind of weird. No, I think they're going to be a $1 billion company by the end of the week, strictly because Zach Edey. I mean, it worked for us. JR had it for lunch. I had it right before this, and I'm kind of struggling, but we're getting through.
What was the side there, Dylan? I just got fries.
No, well, like I said, I wanted to buy just the bucket. They wouldn't let me, so I had to get an 8-piece, and then I got mac and cheese and mashed potatoes because I eat like a 12-year-old. So
Yeah. Well, the mashed potatoes were in the commercial, so you need
they're
to get
delicious.
those.
Very
Rightfully
good.
so.
10 out of 10.
Kent, in your opinion, is he the new face? Could he replace the Colonel and the logo could be Zach Edey's face? I mean,
No, come on now.
I wish I was good at
Let's not get
Photoshop.
carried away here. The Colonel is iconic. I like. I saw this. You can actually see it right here on the picture. His bow tie actually looks like his arms and legs. Have you guys ever noticed that? Like on the logo of KFC, you can see it on the cup right there.
It does. Look,
So it
hold
looks
on.
like he has an extra large head. Yeah, right there, right there. It looks like he
yeah,
has
it does.
arms and legs. It looks like a stick figure Colonel. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that or not, but that's a little fun, nugget,
like the FedEx,
if you will.
Nugget. Good
Ooh,
one.
nugget.
Yeah.
I see you. Good looking
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No,
Nailed
but I will say this though. There is not. I think I can say this unequivocally. There's not a
big word.
school in the Big Ten that supports their guys more than Purdue. So I would love to see the numbers in the, greater West Lafayette area for KFC sales last week and this week. I'm sure they're astronomical.
I think
After the
KFC,
commercial dropped.
The new Chick-fil-A in West Lafayette. Closed down the Chick-fil-A's. KFC has come to town.
I don't know if there's a KFC on campus. I can't remember. There's got to be. I'm pretty sure
Oh, wow.
there is.
That's a fail if they don't have one.
Yeah, I mean now they will because Zach Edey will build 4 of them. Like Drew Brees has those walk-on restaurants, and there's like 2 of those on campus. So, and it's not very good. Sorry, Drew. But KFC is delicious. I love it.
Philip says Edey should be holding an entire chicken. It's true. If he was, that would look more like the size of a normal drumstick
That's
for
true.
somebody. And then he also says, why no Braden Smith cameo in the commercial? Was the commercial missing Braden Smith there, Dylan?
Well, Zach Edey was not able to capitalize on the NIL like he should have been because he was in a visa here on a visa.
True.
So now that he's NBA chilling, he's going to be raking in the dough finally. So Braden will have his. I mean, he can capitalize on the NIL, but Zach was not able to because he's a Canadian. Shout out to Canada. Go Edmonton.
I'm surprised he wasn't in the commercial though, because I know as a matter of fact that Braden Smith cameos are less than $100 because I have bought one before. So KFC
right.
could have shelled over a couple of dollars and got Braden in there for very cheap and got him in the commercial. Easy.
Oh, big brain Frank in the building.
Yep.
My own
KFC
Frank.
rules. Eat KFC.
See.
Frank doesn't strike me as a KFC guy. You strike me more as a KFC guy than
Is that
Frank
because
there,
I'm fat,
Dylan.
JR? No,
Well, you and I, a little bit bigger than Frank.
we're a
me
little
and you.
thick,
Yeah.
A little 2 C's.
There's nothing wrong with it. We enjoy our KFC.
We enjoy food.
Get off
Sorry
my
about
back,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
I got
like
fries and
KFC.
chicken today. I had a good day.
Amen.
I will say though that not to disparage KFC. All right, we are a
Don't do
pro KFC show.
Oh, yeah.
However, they run into a similar issue that I almost just said Mountain Dew does, that Taco Bell does, to where their drink
Watch yourself.
selection,
Watch
their drink
yourself.
selection is not stellar. All right, they have the Taco Bell has the Baja Blast. I'm good there. All right, but my KFC in town doesn't have sweet tea, doesn't have Dr. Pepper. I mean, it's Pepsi. I mean,
I'm more
just
of a
not my
Coke guy.
thing. Yeah, in the chat, tell me, are you more Pepsi, Coke? Let me know. I tend to be more Coke as well. So I do get the regular Mountain Dew at KFC, but I'd prefer the Dr. Pepper. Kent, you're shaking your head. You disagree with this?
Oh, I just got a little thrown off about the drink thing because I think my blood percent level or whatever you want to call it is like 0.01% Baja Blast. That's how much of it I drink.
Oh.
I love Baja Blast. There's nothing that
put it in your
quenches
kids' sippy cups.
Yeah.
They're bouncing
Absolutely.
off walls.
It's the best. I think it's the best soda. If I was ranking, I would take that 1.1 every time. But I just love Taco Bell so much. So you got me all derailed, if you will, with this conversation.
Dude, my small town just got a Taco Bell, and it's been hopping ever since it opened like 2 months ago.
It's the best.
When
it's
a small
the
town
best
like
thing.
this gets a Taco Bell, they're like, "Oh, what delicacy! Oh my goodness!" And
I have to
that's
say
one of
real quick, while we're on the topic, do not order from Taco Bell directly. Do it on the app. You save so much money, and you get rewards. And every $25 you spend, you get like a $5 taco for free. So do it on the app every time.
I did go a couple days ago, and the line took forever in the drive-thru, and they gave me 2 free soft shell taco coupons.
See,
they're sending my truck on deck, ready to go. Put it in the
treat you
glove.
right south of the border.
I put it in my glove box in my truck, and I know I'm probably gonna forget them, but
it makes you feel good that they're there. You know, it's kind of like it's kind of like if you're driving through a bad area and you have some kind of weapon with you. I don't want to talk about a certain weapon because then we could get political here. You don't want to use it, but it just makes you feel better that you have something to defend yourself with.
Well, my hometown, everyone carries that.
Do you have wait? So you still have the tacos in your truck?
No, I have the coupons in my truck.
Oh, the coupons. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought they gave you tacos and they've been sitting in your glove box this whole time.
It's so damn hot and it's 90 degrees today. I just let them fester in my truck for a couple days. They'll be delicious here.
I was gonna say they're out of commission already, bro. Like you can't leave Taco Bell sitting out for more than like 14 minutes before it's
you gotta eat them
inedible.
on the way home because by the time you get home, it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Just sitting.
I have never seen Frank comment this much before. I own a ton of KFC swag. I enjoy a nice carbonated water. Great practices implemented by great employee. I mean, Frank is really taken here. I mean,
Mrs. Frank, his wife, is a bigwig at KFC. She actually works for KFC. So we have a person on the inside, which is kind of cool.
Inside sources. Wow.
Next week episode, we may just have KFC hats, T-shirts. We may be sponsored by KFC by the end of this.
Every time Dylan's on, we're gonna have like a KFC insider, thing or something.
KFC's my new sponsorship, is what we're saying.
Yeah, gotta support KFC. Philip's also letting us know he's Pepsi. We appreciate that, Philip.
Don't.
He says, Edey, just don't start singing with Chet. That commercial annoys me. That is the worst commercial.
Yeah, that is bad. You can't have people.
Who's the other guy in it? It's Chet, and who's the other guy?
No, I couldn't tell you.
It's not Wiggins, is it? Is it Shea SGA or something?
I think it's another rookie. I don't think it's Wiggins.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Oh, was that right?
I think so.
Possibly.
Good job. Ball knower right there.
No, I'm
and
not.
Then one more from Phillips says Taco Bell equals Taco Hell. Just ask M Taco in Bloomington.
Of course, Bloomington has some knockoff Taco Bell. They're not cool enough to have a regular Taco Bell. I don't even know what an M Taco is. A bad taco is what it is.
SGA. There we go.
Frank, are you hitting the wine a little early tonight, bro? Like Jiminy Christmas.
This guy's going in tonight.
Oh, he misspelled. He has for sure had some rosé. Yeah. I know Wine Frank when I see him, and that's Wine Frank.
Be doing some data tonight, Frank. We got you.
Don't be running numbers tonight, Frankie. Let's just hit the bed.
I get a little irresponsible. Dylan, last question, and then we'll move on. And Kent, we'll ask you as well. Who else should be looking? I mean, obviously KFC is getting a lot of press from this. The Big Ten Huddle is talking about it. We have 8 people watching on YouTube right now. I mean, this is big time.
Huge. This is huge.
I'm sure other businesses have started to take notice of what Zach Edey has done for their company. So what other companies do you believe will be looking for Zach Edey's services in their TikToks and commercials as well?
You got to think Tim Hortons is on the list. The proud
be.
Canadian. I love Tim Hortons. I'm all about it. The Timbits, wonderful. The coffee, great.
Excellent.
So Tim Hortons makes a lot of sense. Or another one I'm thinking whichever city he gets drafted to, the tallest building in that city,
Ooh.
i.e., say he gets drafted to New York, and One World Trade wants to sponsor him because it's the largest building there now too, right? I'm in Farmtown. I don't know. They could sponsor him because he's as tall as a building. My dog thought he was puking. He's not. We're good. I just heard he's 10. He does that anyway. So yeah, Tim Hortons is definitely next on the list. You'll see somewhere in Canada, like the Long John Silvers and the AW root beer stands. There's going to be KFC and Tim Horton combo buildings somewhere in Toronto.
Very true. Very true. Kent, I mean, Tim Hortons is an amazing selection. Do you have any other ideas for companies out there?
Yeah, I had a few, actually. I think that the no-brainer one is Fox 40 Whistle Company, just because of how many calls he got this year and how many times we heard the whistle blow.
That is very
during
true.
the season. So I think that's the marketing right there would be unreal. He kind of likes the whistle sound and makes them. And the only reason I know that, by the way, is because I used to teach PE. No one should know the brand of whistles ever. But Fox 40 is the best whistles on the market. I also thought about JCPenney just because of his style that I saw from the press conferences this year. It kind of works.
Are they still in business?
I think so. I know it kind of messes up because
is this a JCPenney's?
No,
fit here?
that's not. But I think KFC had their hand in the bucket for this outfit right here. But also, I say JCPenney though because they do have a big and tall section if they're still in business. And then I had one more too. This one I think would actually really work. It's Bauer, the hockey company, because he used to play hockey, and I know for a fact they make custom skates. So I was thinking the spin here would be if they can make custom skates for me, they can definitely do it for you type thing.
I don't know.
So
we
tall.
couldn't even get Nike to give him a damn shoe. I mean, there for a minute he was struggling finding shoes, and we're a Nike school, and Nike owns Bauer. Yeah, Nike owns Bauer. So hopefully that'd be rad. The kid, there's a photo of him from the years he played Little League hockey, and he's on his knees, and all the other kids are on skates standing up, and he's still taller than they are. It's ridiculous.
That's hilarious. All right, let's get to a few comments, then we'll move on. Philip says, Taco. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. Yes, the incident from earlier last year before he was on campus. What was he arrested at a Taco Bell or something like that? Yes, watch out for those Taco Bells in Bloomington. Actually, I live in Ellettsville, right down the road from Bloomington. That's
Dude,
gonna help.
You are really giving away where you live right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy's gonna figure me out easier this way, and the Bloomington Taco Bell where M'Baka was arrested at, it is well known here in Bloomington. So I have personally not gone. Not that I'm afraid of being arrested, but
it would never happen here at Purdue ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Never would.
True. No, that would never happen. Just because Edey would never do such a thing. He loves fast food too much. Ohio Podcast Eric says, "Hey, look, it's Dylan. Oh, and hi, JR and Kent. Hello, Kent.
Big old handsome Eric. Let me tell you.
Glad to have you here." Philip says, "How does Toronto not take Edey? Do they have a high enough draft pick to take him?" I don't know anything about the NBA draft.
Yeah, I have no
This is
idea.
the hardest part about doing a basketball show is I don't watch the NBA or pay attention.
Frank,
to
if you're still here, you're an NBA guy. What do we got?
He's passed out.
I'm checking out the order right now.
The wines hit him.
All right, I got one more comment while you look it up. Ohio Podcast says the tallest building in town Dylan lives in is the local True Value. So that would be
For
a
the
good
record,
sponsor.
We had an Ace Hardware that my family owned, and then we closed it. So there is no hardware store anymore. So I'm not a True Value person. I am loyal to my Ace Hardware. Shout out to Ace Hardware. We're giving a lot of free sponsorships tonight. But no, yeah, you're probably right.
There are 9 people watching tonight, and these people are appreciating what we're delivering.
We got to respect these 9 people. They want to be entertained right now. By the way, Toronto is at 19. Interesting enough, they got that pick.
High.
They got that pick from Indiana, of all people.
Oh.
And I saw one article about the NBA draft because I also don't follow it that much, and they were talking about how he would fit at Miami at 15.
That'd be
which
cool.
I think that's too high, but Toronto, man, that might could work. You think
Wherever
that's too
he
high?
goes, I'll be a fan of.
It's a really bad draft, I was told. So I think 19 might be the spot for him.
That's what I read actually when I was looking for stuff earlier today. That's what I read was that Edey might be more around like 2025 in a normal draft, but since this draft is not as good, he's probably looking himself more around 10, 15 at like the lowest possibly. So, but I also watched a podcast today with Coleman Hawkins on it, and he said never to pay attention to mock drafts, and these people have no idea what they're talking about, as he was talking to people who have done mock drafts. So, I don't know. Who knows? But that's the most Coleman Hawkins thing ever.
Is that the guy that actually entered the draft and then pulled out of the draft? So he's telling people not to listen to the people that are doing the mock drafts? I didn't know.
I'm like, okay, Coleman Hawkins, you do your own mock draft then. I will read that one. You know what's going on, So,
there you go.
All right, let's get to our next thing. I think that will be the longest segment of it all. Is Edey is the new face of KFC.
You would think that. Yeah, we're just getting started, baby. This could be 2 hours tonight.
All right. Court/jersey sponsors. So we are going to deliberate on what sponsorships should be sponsoring teams in the Big Ten. So we did this a couple weeks ago on the football episode where we talked about if teams could be sponsored on fields with that happening. So the thought process here is that there are most likely to be sponsors coming to basketball as well, whether it's in the center of the court or maybe on the jersey, something like that. So we're also talking about teams and what companies or businesses would be good sponsors for them. Kent, we'll start with you first. Your first team was Illinois. Who would be a good sponsor for Illinois' court or jersey?
All right, so this is an interesting exercise, and I say that because I'm the one that came up with the idea, so I feel like it's interesting to me, but there's a lot of different ways you could go with this. You could go with like a big company that's already based like near where the school is, so it kind of makes sense. Or you could go with like you could kind of compare it to what the basketball team already is doing and base it off like a sponsorship that could work there. I kind of did a little bit of both. So my first one is really just based off a company that is already near Champaign for Illinois. And that's a little company called Jimmy John's, and there's a few reasons why I picked Jimmy John's. Here's my reasoning behind it. If you've ever watched an interview with their founder and former CEO, he was later bought out like a few years back. I think 2019 he was bought out. His name is Jimmy John, and then there's a last name that I don't know how to pronounce. That's where they got their name from.
Who'd have thought?
He actually kind of reminds me of Brad Underwood just a little bit. He's like a very bold presence, and I'm not going to say he looks like him a little bit, but he kind of looks like him a little bit.
Does he have a toupee?
And what's that?
Does he have a toupee?
Yeah, he might. He actually might. And like I said, Jimmy John's is based out of Champaign, Illinois. That's where their headquarters is now. It's not where they started, but that's where their headquarters is now. So that works. And then also their slogan, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot to take notes on this to double check this, but it's Freaky Fast, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Freaky Fast. And that kind of reminds me of Terrence Shannon Jr. last year. Freaky Fast, not only on the court, but also in court when he's being tried and the jurors are deliberating. It's freaky fast. Gets over quickly. So that's why I'm going to go with Jimmy John's. Just a lot of correlation between Illinois and Jimmy John's. So I'm going to say Jimmy John's for them.
Nailed it.
That is excellent. Hopefully they have somebody fast this season. Who would be their Jimmy John? I mean, like you could have like your Jimmy John of the game and stuff like that.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that would be some really catchy stuff there. I really
or
really
pay
like
a kid
that.
to change his name to Jimmy John.
Yeah. That too, and then he get all the NIL money. Could we have naming rights for companies with players now? Right, we're talking about naming rights for conferences.
Ooh.
I mean, there we go.
Like on the back of the jersey, it has their last name, but also like a little sponsorship next to it.
Brought to you by.
Yeah.
Terrence Shannon Jr. Brought to you by Jimmy John's. I like
Hand
it.
in Catchings, brought to you by the Mormon Church.
The Latter-day Saints.
Nailed it.
All right, Dylan, your first one is in my notes here. Wisconsin. Who should Wisconsin, I assume you're going with something cheese. Maybe you're not, but who should Wisconsin have sponsor them?
I was thinking the Laughing Cow cheese because they got that smiling cow. It's red and white. It really lines up with, the the heritage of Wisconsin and what they got going on over there. So yeah, Laughing Cow cheese. I just think if you put it anywhere on the court, whether it be in the middle or on right outside the 3-point lines, it's going to match. You really don't have to mess with the logo much. It'll match. It'll be perfect. You can put them on the jerseys, and again, it'll still match, and you have a cool looking cow on your uniforms and or court. So I think they do well there.
I like that.
I think that's great. Have a laughing cow in the middle of the court. You know, somebody.
And
hits
then if you make it, I like it from the 3-point line. If like you put it next to the 3-point line, and if you make it from the logo, you gotta like run back and like milk the udders on the way back. Like that's the celebration.
That won't be taken out of context.
No.
Philip says Wisconsin spotted cow beer. I don't know if they're going to allow beer to be the sponsor. What do we think on that? We think they would allow a beer company to sponsor the.
I mean, you do have 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds on the team, so I don't know if.
Are there rules against that? Like they can't sell beer? Can they not wear beer on their?
I mean,
but they can sell beer now, though.
Oh, 18 or 19-year-olds can sell beer?
No. They can't. I'm just saying, like, in stadiums, they can sell beer, though. So, like, why?
That's true.
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to be a sponsor.
Yeah. I mean,
cheese beer.
Yeah. So, Fisherman says Harley Davidson.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be a good one. That'd be good.
That'd be very good.
For Wisconsin? Right. I don't get it.
For Wisconsin.
I
think they're based. Maybe they're based in Wisconsin or something like that. I was thinking Culver's. But,
ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah. So
I liked yours, DK. By the way,
thank you.
LOL, milk the other celebration. Beautiful.
I mean, you can't get much more Wisconsin than that.
All right. So my idea for the football team was John Deere a couple weeks ago because you're on the field and they talk about like cut the grass, stuff like that. My other idea, Iowa. Sorry.
You have Iowa. Okay, because I was like, who are you talking about right now?
Yeah. My other idea that I had, which I think actually fits basketball better.
Did you almost say your other idea?
Yeah, my other idea is Casey's. Casey's, the gas stations. They're based in
I have one in my town.
Iowa. They
Chicken's
have, I have they're surrounded around me. All right, I can't give any more away about where I live. But yeah, they are everywhere. I feel like it's Midwest as it gets. Going to Casey's, grabbing a snack, grabbing a drink, something like that. I mean, it seems like it fits perfectly. You could have some kind of like slogan or something, in the court, like it's Casey's time. Let's gas up the crowd or something. I don't know. Like you could have something like that. So
I like it.
I'm for it. So.
These schools got to hire us to come up with this stuff.
I know, really seriously. They're going to steal all these ideas. By the way, I've never heard of Casey's in my life.
You've never heard of Casey's?
Never heard of it.
Really?
Wow.
They have good chicken.
Are you guys familiar with
Not
Buc-ee's?
as good as KFC, though.
You guys know
Yeah,
Buc-ee's?
but you're down in Tennessee. They're probably not in Tennessee.
Is it similar to that or no?
I mean, it's much smaller.
Yeah, they're not gigantic gas stations.
They are not known for their bathrooms. I would actually say that is a less appealing quality of them.
In my neck of the woods, we have a Jungle Gyms. And when you go to their bathrooms, the outside looks like a porta potty, but you walk in and it's like the nicest bathroom at a grocery store you'll ever see.
Wow.
So
that's great marketing.
If we're comparing bathrooms.
Fisherman
we'll have the
says
full
Harley
bathroom
Davidson
rankings
was
next week.
Yeah, we'll do that. Harley Davidson was founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1903, by the way. So
Russ probably remembers that in 1903.
Yeah, Russ was there.
Yeah, he's there.
He kept the ribbon.
he did. He was the child star then. He was 15.
Yeah, well, that would be a good idea if they're founded there. So, all right. Next one, Kent, your next one is Minnesota. Your guys up there near Wisconsin. What's your thoughts?
I'm glad you said that to start because this one is very personal to me. I'm going to say Buffalo Wild Wings, and you guys stick with me on this. Last year, I was very connected with Minnesota, and I had a really bad experience at the end of the season because they started losing and just didn't like how the season ended, went to the NIT, things like that. I was hoping that I'll say, could make the tournament, and it just didn't happen. And the same thing happened to me at Buffalo Wild Wings. I have been very connected to this restaurant for a long time, and I went in last season, during the season, sat down, was there for about 20 minutes, and nobody came up and talked to me. I had to walk out of a restaurant for the first time in my life, and it was sad that it happened at my Buffalo Wild Wings of all places. So I'm going to say Buffalo Wild Wings. They didn't play a ton of OT games, but I was trying to make that connection too. But I think they only played one overtime game last year, so that doesn't really work. But I will say this, though. They did have one of the best wings in the country last year in Cam Christie.
Nailed
There we go.
How about that? Does that work?
Dang.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
I like it.
If Cam Christie was still there, please excuse me while I go cry in the corner. Cam Christie is no longer around. All right, good one there, Kent. Dylan, your next one is, I know you love them, Maryland.
We all know I have a great connection to Maryland University and their people there. I Googled Maryland because I don't know nothing about it, to be honest. And the first thing that came up was their volume of liquor stores. And so I thought, you bring up some liquor brand, a liquor store, because you got to drink to live there, from what I read on the internet. So yeah, I mean, liquor stores per capita there, I guess, are pretty frequent. And I think the folks I've talked to from Maryland hit the liquor stores quite often. So you never know. So you could pick any variety of liquor brands. If there's any that come from Maryland, I don't know. One used to be a part of an old network we were all at, sent me a beer from Maryland, and I haven't opened it. It's still in the package. Even he said it was bad. So
is it in the glove box with the tacos?
Probably. No, it would have exploded by now. Good Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say liquor stores, because apparently to live in Maryland, you got to be a heavy drinker.
I would love for that to be the sponsorship. It just says liquor store on the court.
Your local liquor store.
Like, support your local liquor store.
Liquorstore.com, and it just has a map of the liquor stores, which are plenty,
great.
I guess.
Philip said for Minnesota, U-Haul.
Are they out of there?
Huh. Moving. I don't know. I was trying to think of something like moving.
Set a pick with
the
the U-Haul
ranking.
truck.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like Philip is like, was he the one that said, oh no, Fisherman said Harley Davidson. I was going to say he's just calling out the ones that are like based there, but maybe U-Haul isn't. I don't know.
Isn't Philip a Purdue guy?
I think Philip's an Illinois guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's put ILL in there a few times, but
gross.
But last night he was defending Wisconsin, so I don't know. Philip's all over the place. Maybe he
just loves the Big Ten, just like Kent.
Loves the Big Ten. We love Philip, so he's here all the time.
Love you, Philip.
All right. My next one is Indiana, and my idea for football is the same as basketball because there's really not a whole lot going on for them. We know Taco Bell is out. That one's not happening, especially with the basketball connection there. But my football idea is the same as my basketball idea, which is just Mark Cuban's face just in the middle of the floor. He's famously graduate of Indiana, and like I was trying to look up like what's some stuff that Mark Cuban has invested in or like something like that. And I was like, there's too many. Like he just needs to put his face on the floor and just have like markcuban.com or something like that, and then all of his stuff gets sponsored, and he can just personally support IU basketball himself. It's a big brand, right? A lot of people love themselves their IU, or maybe Shark Tank, maybe that would sponsor.
But I love Shark Tank. I can't have them in Bloomington. Ugh.
Yeah,
an assembly
but
hall.
You don't like Mark Cuban?
I mean, I like Mark. He's fine. I don't, he's
just not as much as Shark Tank. Okay.
Well, I just
are you more of a Mr. Wonderful guy?
Yeah, I mean, whoever's not the IU grad, I would like him. I would like Mark more if he went from IU. I have one for IU, and it's waste management. And I think we can all
thought you might.
We can connect the dots there because just a whole lot of trash over there. Not the people. I'm just saying it's
I was gonna say I live right next to it.
Oh, look who's in the comments. Look who woke up. Wow. It's well past his bedtime, but he's awake. What is your
Give it in the comments while on vacation so Dylan's feelings won't be hurt.
Russ, is that the city of Louisville in your photo there? Louisville? Sorry, Louisville.
It looks like Pittsburgh.
Is he vacationing in Louisville?
Probably. Knowing Russ, he would love to vacation somewhere where nobody else vacations. We're going out to Cleveland for vacation. We're going to Bloomington.
Russ says Indiana should be Subway. I don't make the connection.
Yeah, I'm not.
Can you help me
getting
out
there,
here,
Russ.
Dylan?
Boo.
Yeah,
Bad
sorry.
jokes. That's why they have. That's why our JR invited me and not you.
It might be a
Gotta
good
have, gotta
might
have
be a good
funny
joke.
guy.
I'm just not aware. All right, we really got to start getting going through.
No,
this.
dude, this is fun. We're gonna take
a
all night. I
2-hour
told you it's
podcast.
2 hours
It's
tonight.
45 minutes almost, and we're still on the second topic here. Okay, Kent,
It's my
your
turn.
Next
I'll go.
one
I'll go
is
quick on this one. I have
USC.
Yeah, I have USC. I didn't put a lot of thought into this one. It's Trader Joe's, and it's because they're based in LA, and also because their roster had a ton of turnover this year in basketball.
Ooh.
So I'm going to say they did a lot of trading. Trader Joe's.
Nailed
USC.
it. Nice. Big brain over there.
Not Trojan condoms.
Oh no, Russ! Now I've made the
I
connection.
should have said that. I should have said that.
Look at Russ's last comment. Now I've made the connection. Jared went to IU.
Oh, let's not put that on the screen. Okay.
The Boiler
Moving on.
Express podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
We've just mentioned Jared and condoms. Dylan, you're next.
At the
one.
same, like within a minute too. Within
Yeah,
a
that was
minute. This is off the rails.
Yikes.
dude.
That was not the
Alright.
best moment
Yeah,
in Big Ten
edit
Huddle
that
history.
outpost.
There
Anyway.
was no editing out. It's live.
No.
All right, Dylan. Purdue. What should be Purdue's sponsor? Court or jersey?
You can't fit 20 million Big Ten championships on a court, so that would be hard. But NASA, I think, would be perfect. You know how the Houston Rockets have the astronaut dunking logo? I think Purdue definitely needs one, and I'd buy it on every article of clothing I could find. But obviously, Neil Armstrong, a Purdue Boilermaker, not a big deal. IU always talks about banners. We also have a banner. It's on the moon, okay? So, I'd say NASA would be awesome. I think they could come up with some cool uniform designs. I know UCF says they're Space U. Get out of here. You're nothing. Although Orlando is very nice. I enjoy Orlando. I vacation there often. And I've watched a bunch of rockets go off down there. But no, the real Space U is Purdue. So NASA, I think, would be quite the fit, personally.
My fit for Purdue last time was SpaceX. You think NASA over SpaceX?
I mean, yeah. I guess SpaceX is like the new shiny, but when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, there was no SpaceX. It was NASA. So got to go with the classic.
Yeah, classic. Purdue is more classic.
We're
I agree.
classy. Just a
Yeah,
classy
UCF
bunch.
seems maybe more SpaceX.
That's
yeah.
true. And their uniforms are cool. I'll give them that. And their campus is literally the size of Manhattan times 10. It goes on forever.
It does.
It goes. I was shocked. I kept driving, and it just kept going. It's
That's
unbelievable.
All right.
I was
moving
thinking,
on.
just real quick, I was thinking that the sponsor could be Life Vac, because that's that little thing that you put over your mouth and you push on it. Like when you're choking, you can like get stuff out of your throat when you guys are choking.
Excuse me, sir. Okay, first,
Don't choke on your KFC. All right.
we're really hitting a lot of weird angles here tonight, boys. I don't know why.
I was thinking about the
Kid.
basketball team.
But
Kid.
we don't choke.
I'm just kidding.
Kent. Dylan has graced us with his presence tonight. We are not
I'm sorry.
going to be taking shots at Dylan.
It's not often that I'm allowed on this program because it's a high esteemed, normally Guggenheim or somebody else who's more well spoken and smart is on here. But tonight's my night, dang it.
It's
Love you,
Dylan night.
Guggenheim. By the way, Guggenheim, one of my favorite things to say.
Guggenheim.
Guggenheim. I could say it 100 times and not get tired of it.
All right, my next one was Michigan State, and I have to be honest, I could not think of hardly anything for Michigan State other than the fact that isn't both Ford and General Motors headquartered in the state of Michigan? So my thought was, Detroit, automobile, stuff like that. Either give them GM or give them Ford. I don't know, whichever. Them in Michigan, they can play a game for whichever one they prefer. I don't know which one is bigger. I think they're actually pretty relatively the same size and have they probably sell similar amounts of cars. So
Magic's got to own something pretty big.
I was gonna say you should do the Magic Johnson Theaters. He owned a chain of movie theaters.
The Magic Erasers.
Oh,
The Magic
Erasers.
Yeah, Magic Johnson. He did own the Dayton Dragons for a minute. Fun fact. Our minor league baseball team.
Did he not want him anymore? And he sold
it. He sold it.
Jerk.
Hold the all-time record for consecutive sellouts.
Wow. Basically Nebraska.
Dayton's cooler, but.
By the way, Detroit's pretty far away from Lansing, just for the record. But not that
true.
I'm from Michigan or anything and know that precisely. But I think
don't give away your fandom here, Kent.
Don't give away your address.
Yeah, for sure.
Just look out your window. Let's see where you are.
My window is pretty close by. I just don't want to show the rest of my room because I would blow my fandom. I think that the CEO of Quicken Loans, I can't think of his name right now.
Dan
I think
Gilbert.
He went to Michigan State. What's that?
Dan Gilbert owns the Cavs.
Dan Gilbert. I'm pretty sure he's at Michigan State. I'm not positive.
I think you're right. I think I ran into that last time I was doing the field stuff. Fisherman says Chrysler is big in Detroit.
It is.
So maybe Chrysler. They can take their pick. Honestly, pretty much any car, company out there. Just
honestly, I've never. I'm just going to give it away now. I grew up in Michigan. I have never heard Michigan State and Detroit be so closely compared this much in my life.
I've literally nothing else, Kent.
Yeah.
All right. I lost my list
I'm just saying,
last week.
like
and I
Fisherman,
can't remember
everybody else,
Michigan State.
Michigan
Remember
State
everything
is not
else,
a
not
Detroit
Michigan
thing
State
at all.
So I just
They're
decided to
out
bite
of
the bullet.
Yeah. I'm just so you know.
It's okay.
Hands up.
Philip, you're gonna have to explain this one. Nebraska, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
Yeah, he does have a children's hospital in Indianapolis, and he did go to Tennessee. I'm not sure the Nebraska connection. You have to explain that one.
You guys know that Purdue owns Tennessee.
Omaha. Is that supposed to connect Peyton Manning?
Omaha. It says.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
We get it.
And then Russ says fruit stripe gum.
Russ, go to bed.
State.
None of these are funny. All right. God, I've had enough of you. Go to bed.
All right. Kent, we were just talking about Michigan, so it's only right we go back to them. Michigan, what is yours here?
All right, so you're going to have to stick with me on this one. Michigan is going to be Rite Aid Pharmacies. That's going to be their sponsor, and here's why. Last year, October of last year, Rite Aid Pharmacies filed for bankruptcy, and that's about the same time that Michigan basketball also filed for bankruptcy. It started in about October of last year. And I also like the name Rite Aid because Michigan fans are always right. Just ask them. And also the pharmacy thing works so perfectly because if you were a Michigan fan last year, you had to visit a pharmacy a lot to get your antidepressants because that season sucked. Last place. So there's just so many connections. It's Rite Aid Pharmacies for Michigan basketball. It's the perfect marriage for a sponsorship.
I have one for football, and it's Temu because they're a bunch of frauds.
The national champions?
Yeah, they're not the actual asterisk. I'm trying to get with JR's Ohio State crowd.
That's okay.
That's
in our episode a couple weeks ago, I had Chris Wilds on from the OHIO podcast.
Wild man.
Yeah, he had quite a number of suggestions. He had like LifeLock and
Chris.
Oakley shades and all that stuff. So
Chris, you get Chris on a tangent, he'll go bananas.
It was me and Chris. It was just me and Chris, and I tell you, I had Chris going. It was pretty entertaining, honestly.
Getting him rolling is one of my favorite things to do. We have a trophy between the both of us, both of our podcasts, the OHIO podcast and Boiler Express, and it's called the Chris Wildman Memorial Trophy. Because we didn't think he's going to make it through COVID. He had it like half a dozen times, but he lived. He's still kicking.
He's here. All right. Dylan, Northwestern. I could not think of anything to save my life for them for football. Yeah. So good luck for basketball.
So I just thought like the city of Chicago in general, because they have to force down everyone's throat that they're near Chicago and they have to call themselves Chicago's Big Ten team. And they got to be like, hey, we're so irrelevant in everything that we're near Chicago. They have their alternate basketball uniforms that are like Chicago's flag. And they just like have to let everyone know that like, hey, we're near a major city. Because we're pretty irrelevant otherwise. I mean, they're playing on this season in football on their practice field. Like, what are we doing? Heavens to Betsy. Those folks at Northwestern just cannot get it together. So, yeah, mine was the city of Chicago because it's on their court and they have to hang on to that at all times. Northwestern people are gonna love me. My goodness.
Like travel.
Or Grimace.
Don't worry.
What about?
I don't think a single Northwestern fan has ever watched. I have tried
I'm watching.
to find.
I'm watching right
Northwest-
now. I'm a big
I know,
Northwestern
kid.
fan. I'm offended.
Yeah, I know.
They could get Grimace from McDonald's
I get it.
That's an idea.
because he's
I get
purple. That's all I could come up with.
I actually did a tweet with a Northwestern, like when that whole like jersey sponsor thing came out, and I put a Lou Malnati's like logo on their football jersey, which I thought it actually looked pretty clean. So maybe a big pizza place in Chicago
Or
would work too.
ESPN. A lot of their writers and anchors come from
That's true.
Northwestern, right? Yeah.
That's true.
Philip, I can't put that on the screen.
Wow. Wow, that's a good one, though.
That's a very good one. I
That's
can't put it on the
very
screen,
good.
though.
That's very good.
Thank
Philip.
you for your contribution.
We'll have to
Yeah, I
tweet that
can't-
one. We'll
Yeah. That'll be one you'll see from Dylan on Twitter later. Go ahead and snap
I'm going
that
to
for
Chicago
yourself
in
there,
like
Dylan.
2 weeks, by the way.
I love
I'm very
Chicago. I
excited to
don't-
go to Chicago. It's
I
a
don't
nice
leave
place.
Miracle Mile, but I love Chicago.
All right. My next one is Ohio State, and you're looking at it here to the side. Wendy's. Wendy's was started in Columbus and or what was it, Dublin or something like that. I don't know. It was in Ohio. And I figure the red kind of goes with Ohio State's red and the white and the black and all that. And so, Dave Thomas and all that good stuff. So
It's not
and
enough
it
that they
fits
have
well in the middle of the court, right?
It
Like,
does
I mean,
look
the
good.
way the logo, like the way the 3-point lines are and stuff like that, and the little pigtails stick out far enough, you could have like a really good player be like from the logo or something. Like Caitlin Clark would have so much fun with that if she was still in college. But yeah, I mean, the way it looks, I think Wendy's would work. So
It's not enough that they have like a value arena or a value furniture brand as their arena sponsor. They couldn't get Morris or Ashley, so they'd go to value. Like, what are they-
yeah. I gotta say, Value City Arena, that has never sounded great to me.
No, it's not a nice
Um,
arena. I mean, maybe it is, but I've been there a few times.
Philip
Unfortunately.
says, had Wendy's the other day. It was terrible. Well,
All
I
right,
watched Ohio
Philip.
State basketball this season until they were under new management. It was terrible too. I'm hoping the new management will help it. So,
I hope
and
they don't.
Fisherman confirms Dublin. Yeah, okay, good.
Shout
Glad
out
I
to
said
Dublin.
that. Yeah,
Not Ireland.
not Ireland. Kent, who do you have next?
Oh.
Penn State, the Nittany Lions. Don't say the Lions, Den. That's the one I thought of. Okay, maybe you did think that. Okay, no. Okay, go ahead.
Your head is in the gutter this evening, JR. I've
Ken
never
is
seen
a
you like
wholesome
this.
gentleman. He would never.
I said Twitter, and it's because you got to stay with me on some of these because
I'm with you.
I didn't
I'm
put a
with
lot of thought in all of them. Here's what happened. Okay, I'm gonna explain it. Every time I've explained it, I feel like it's worked out pretty good. Okay,
I'm for it.
Twitter.
Victoria's
Mike Rhodes was hired 5 months after Elon Musk bought Twitter. So at the same time, Penn State basketball and Twitter had new management, and they did the exact same thing. The entire roster left Penn State, and Elon fired everyone from Twitter at the exact same time, and they had to start over from scratch, and it's not as good as it used to be. Twitter.
Okay, I
Penn
would
State.
be with you if Twitter had a better defense against like the bots and the the nudie women and all that kind
Nudes
of
in
stuff.
my profile.
Hey, listen, if anyone out there has a better idea for a sponsorship for Penn State than what I just came up with and a better analogy, then I
gave it to you, Lions.
What'd you say?
I gave it to you, the Lions. Den. You don't think they want to
Children
get
are
themselves
watching
on a
this.
court? They don't
This is
know.
a family program.
Yeah.
They
Keep
don't
it
know.
clean,
Like,
JR.
I went to the zoo the other day, and you could totally just say like, "Oh, it's the Lions at the zoo. They're
Dog, it is
sponsoring
too
it."
hot
What about
for
the
zoo.
Trojan condoms, though, JR? You brought that up as well.
Okay, did it make you laugh? Wasn't that the goal here?
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
So, Fisherman approves. He says Twitter works just fine for me. So,
Thank you, Fisherman.
or
Got my
Tiger
back.
King. Tiger King.
He's-
Yeah, Philip, that would be a good one.
yeah. Could you, what's his name?
Mid-court.
That's in prison. What's his name?
The
owner guy?
Tiger King. I don't know his
Yeah,
name.
I
does he
don't know
have a
his name.
name?
Isn't
I don't
it
think he has
Joe?
a name.
Joe Exotic.
Joe.
Joe
Yeah.
Exotic. That's it.
Joe what?
Joe
Joe
Exotic.
Exotic.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I can't
If you
believe
had Joe
I remember.
Exotic's face in the middle of the Penn State court, and you had Mark Cuban's face in the middle of the IU court. That's what we should have done. What celebrities just sponsor these?
No show
All right.
had better timing than Tiger King. For that to come out like right
That's
when
true.
COVID started, like that was the perfect time for that. Like everybody watched that. Every single person on earth watched it.
Hey, no lie. We do have a big cat rescue about an hour from my house. If you guys ever want to come visit, we can go to the big cat rescue. They take school field trips there all the time.
Is it Carol Baskin?
No, it's another guy, and one of his workers did die about a year ago,
good,
caring for
great.
the animals. So yeah,
fun.
but
Like
if you
one
guys
of the
ever want to
shows
go,
Lost is on.
yeah,
I would love to go. I might not ever financially recover from it, but I would love to go.
We may
It's
not
not
financially
that bad.
recover from this episode. Will we?
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Definitely
we're at
not
an
doing
hour. Okay.
What did you expect, JR? You get Kent and I in the same episode.
I know. I
only
put 4
reason we're not
topics. I should have just done 3.
We're not going to talk about college basketball announcers tonight, are we?
No, I don't think so. I think we're done with that one.
Robbie Hummel, Hall of Fame.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Well, okay,
talk.
Dylan.
Big fight. Time.
Oregon, they have changed the court, thankfully. No
Thank
more
God.
trees, no more of that stupidity. Just a big yellow or just green, whatever color it is. O. I don't know where they got that O from, but that's there. So you can't say Nike. Don't say Nike, Dylan.
That was literally what I was going to say, though, was Nike. What
Okay,
what
you can
other
say,
comes
okay,
out
you
of
can
Oregon?
say Nike. Okay, you
What
can
comes
say
out of
Nike.
Oregon besides Nike?
Phil Knight. Just
Who
put
is
Phil Knight's
Nike?
face.
Phil Knight. Well, yeah, you could put. What do they call him, Uncle Phil? They call him just put Uncle Phil's face.
Oregon Trail, the
Big
video game.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I don't know if they're still making it.
They
but-
would want the trees back if you did that, like the rainforest trees.
That
They
tree
would want
court
those
was
trees.
so bad. As long as they get rid of that, that's fine over there in the Pac-12 where nothing matters. But when it comes to the Big Ten, you got to
Yeah.
change it.
We got real TV deals over here, Oregon. Get it
Yeah.
together.
Get it
Do you think
together.
Fox made them change it?
I would
They're
hope.
like,
I would
people
hope
are
somebody
not
was
gonna
like,
watch this.
fellas, listen, this court's garbage. It hurts our eyes. It's worse than the blue at Boise State. Like
That's
it's a
true.
migraine court. Let's change it. Get
That's
rid of
true. All right, next one. Washington. I went to Seattle one time, and I tell you, I kid you not, like if you ever tried to use Starbucks as like, oh yeah, turn left at the Starbucks, you would turn left every single block because there's Starbucks everywhere. So I would just say Starbucks for Washington. I think it was started there. I don't know. I assume.
Yeah, I think
it
it's
was like the
Seattle,
very
like-
first.
the first one, and white girls line up for miles to go to it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Shout out to the Caucasians.
I'll tell my same story here that I told on the football episode. When we went there, we went to the very first Starbucks, or it was labeled that way. Who knows if it actually was or not? They might just be telling us that. But in the Starbucks, there's a gift shop, and you can buy, like all this kind of stuff with the original Starbucks logo on it. And so my mother-in-law bought me a coffee mug with the original Starbucks logo on it. Well, she failed to look at the back because there was also another Starbucks logo on it where the woman was naked. And so I have a random mug that has to be turned a certain way in our household that's on like the mug area with the old Starbucks logo and then a nude woman on
Why
the
didn't you
backside.
use
I mean, it's
that
like
for
drawn.
the show tonight?
I was gonna say, how
Well-
much do you want for that mug?
I don't want to get it,
His mother-in-law would be
demonetized.
devastated if he sold that to you.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah, it's a very meaningful gift.
It's a mug with a story.
Yeah. I need to go upstairs and get it. I wish I had time.
Put it
So,
on your
yeah.
shelf.
Yeah, if you leave right now, we're definitely not going to talk for long enough for you to go get a mug.
Yeah, we will. If you just say, "Hey, Kent and Dylan, hold down the fort for 5 minutes," we'll give you 20. All right, listen.
All right. Kent, Nebraska.
All right, this one I put very little thought into. I said Pioneer, and I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with it, but it's a seed company, and it's actually very near and dear to my heart because my grandfather was a farmer, and I used to see the Pioneer logo. The Pioneer logo is sick, by the way.
It is a good logo.
It's I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very cool. And the reason why it first popped in my head is because I always think of like corn, obviously, and my grandfather like raised corn and farmed corn, or however you say it. I'm not a farmer, obviously. He'd be devastated if he watched what I was doing right now if he was
He's so
still alive. Like as a farmer, a hardworking farmer, he was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
My boy just sits and talks into a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. He would be so.
My dad would have said
me.
the same thing.
But I always used to, when I think of farming, and I think of Nebraska, obviously with the corn. I think of my grandfather, and I think of that logo, that Pioneer logo, and I've seen it before on a basketball court. I believe they used to sponsor Iowa State. I think it was on their basketball court. Yeah. So I think that they should transition that over to Nebraska. I didn't really have anything else for Nebraska.
They run a ton of commercials on the Big Ten Network too, don't they?
Pioneer does?
There we go. I already have a connection.
Listen,
they don't have enough money to afford the entire conference, so they just go to the court out of Nebraska. Yeah. It's good marketing.
I think so.
I dig it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Dylan, last one. UCLA.
So I was thinking like the smog issue they have are over there in LA, and maybe like the Little Tree air fresheners or Febreze or oxygen tanks in general because they breathe in all that crap all day. So I'm just thinking something to make LA smell a little better. Never been there. Don't really care to go. But I like it here. I like it here in God's country myself. But you're shocked I don't want to go to LA?
I'm not. That was sarcasm.
They have a whole skid row of homeless folk. God love them, but I ain't going to see that. I don't need to get mugged anyway. I would say just like the little air fresheners or Febreze or something just to help the smog issue down there because it gets a little smoggy once in a while, and maybe it'll help freshen up the scent of Los Angeles. Or if you're fancy, or if you make a twist of it, they could name their basketball arena after, or like the Staples Center, because the Lakers no longer have it. It's called crypto.com, whatever they call it, the Crypt. But if they bring back the Staples Center, I don't know if Staples still going. They still kicking?
I think they're still around.
Yeah, I mean they could bring back the Staples Center.
Them and Dunder Mifflin still making noise in the paper industry.
Wait, where was Dunder Mifflin?
That was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
You could have a Dunder Mifflin court there for
but that's what I should have said for Penn State because I couldn't think of anything better.
Idiot.
Too late.
God, I'm so stupid.
I'm glad we could come up with the ideas for you.
I felt like Twitter was pretty good.
It's okay. All right, my last one, Rutgers. As much affinity as I have for Rutgers, I tell you, I had a really hard time. Other than I figured out that one of the graduates, or one of the people who started ESPN, graduated from Rutgers. So how much of a troll job and how funny would it be if ESPN sponsored Rutgers court, and then they have all these games that are on Fox and everything like that, and ESPN's like, gotcha. We actually put ESPN. Jersey Mike's also a fantastic idea there, Phillip.
The Sopranos.
Jersey Mike's.
Isn't Jersey Mike's
Rutgers.
already there though?
No, they had to have it changed to something else. It's like the Rack or something like that.
You got to think. I think
mob. Isn't their logo still on the court though?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
You got to think.
I just thought it would be hilarious if Fox is producing a game that has ESPN in the middle of the court.
You could do some butcher shop. You could do some money laundering corporation. You could do the Sopranos. Any Italian, gabagoo, just there on the court. So you could do a lot.
Olive Garden.
Ooh, Olive Garden. The Rack is now Jersey Mike's. Okay, I had it backwards. I thought it was Jersey Mike's to the Rack. Okay, so if they already sponsor the arena, though, would they really want to sponsor the court too? That sounds like.
I think they do. I think they automatically. I don't know how businesses work. I don't know how money is exchanged. My wife has worked in this industry a little bit, but like when you have the naming rights to a building, what's that?
So we should have had her on this episode.
Probably easier.
I can go grab her real quick. Like I said, if I ever get
you go grab her, I'll go grab my mug, and Dylan can.
Welcome to the Big Ten Huddle. I'm your host, Dylan Kuhn from the Boiler.
Dylan's going to talk to my wife in a mug.
Yeah,
and we're going to leave.
Go get the missus, and Jan would go get his Naked Lady mug. So we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by Naked Lady Mugs and Kent's wife.
You do get no, but seriously, when you get the naming rights to a building, I didn't hear what you said, JR. But when you get the naming rights to a building, you get other things with it. Usually, especially it depends on how much you paid. But anyways,
other perks. Okay.
I hope you get a T-shirt or something. Well, so if the Huddle were to sponsor a court, whose court would it be? Not Ohio State. So
oh, that's a good one. Probably not Purdue. I think I've gotten into too many arguments on Twitter with the Purdueians. Honestly, probably Rutgers. We're big Rutgers people here.
That's
talked
true.
about the recruiting on the last episode.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota too. Yeah.
No, because that place has given Purdue so many torn ACLs and so many bad memories.
That's true. We don't like their raised court. I mean, it's kind of a cool concept, but
it's not. Injuries. It was 100 years ago, but now when guys at this, never mind. I could go on.
Yeah. I did a listing one time, and I think I had the Minnesota raised court 9th. I mean, you would have thought that I put like Bin Laden on the list or something like that. I mean, it was.
Or were you just doing like court rankings or like arena rankings?
I did it on TikTok, and I tell you, TikTok is not for the faint of heart. Those 14-year-olds on there. Oh, well, I was. I transitioned to podcasting. More money in the YouTube than the TikTok.
The youth kicked JR off of TikTok.
They did, dude. They're mean on TikTok.
Were they talk blocking?
Yes. Make that the headline.
Is that what you're telling me?
Talk blocking with Kent.
Philip says the Huddle has to sponsor Penn State court. It's the cheapest one to sponsor.
Probably
I think we could beat out Twitter. They probably don't want it enough, right? Elon, he's too arrogant. He'd be like,
Elon doesn't even know what. He'd be like, "What's a Penn State? I don't know what that is."
Yeah. What's a Nittany Lion?
Yeah. What is Nittany though? When I was a kid, I thought they were the Nifty Lions.
It's the mountain. It's the mountain that's like behind the school or some stuff.
Nifty Lion sounds way cooler. I had a friend of mine played there back in the day. Shout out to Brandon Hassel. Big old. He says he's 6'11". I say round it to 7 foot. But shout out to my guy B, big time player at Penn State.
I'm very impressed that we still have 8 people on YouTube watching this.
They probably.
I told you we had to entertain these 8 people. They're locked in, dude.
They probably all fell asleep.
Oh,
and they just left their computers.
Nitwit Lions.
Nailed it.
Philip, you're a funny guy. We hit to the 45-minute mark, and I was like, we're gonna start losing them. Nope. We eventually got up to 11 at one point. Now we're back to 8. Never mind, it's 6. So stop referencing them. They don't like it.
They didn't like you talking about them. That's why.
All right, we're gonna skip announcers. Let's go straight to Portal House. We'll talk about announcers another time, Kent. That okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't have anything written down for it, anyways.
All right, thank goodness.
I just had Robbie Hummel.
So if you haven't heard this story, basically Eric Musselman said that I don't remember who he was doing an interview with, but when he got the job at USC, he left obviously right away to go to USC from Arkansas, which he didn't have enough time because it wasn't a super well planned out job taking. He and his assistant coaches didn't have enough time to like sell their homes. Mansions take a while to sell and move into new homes in LA. So what they did was they found one of these like big huge mansions that you can rent for like a certain period of time, and him and like 4 or 5 other coaches went in together, and they basically had their own like little bachelor pad or something like that. He said it felt like they were on a bachelor trip for like a wedding or something like that. Now, Eric, you are a married man, I do believe, so I hope there was nothing too nefarious going on.
I mean, that's a smile you can trust.
Yeah, it's true. However, he just talked about like for months they were just there by themselves and coaching the basketball team and everything. So my question to you guys, if you could start a portal house, that's what he's called it, portal house. If you could start a portal house with any Big Ten coach or coaches, we'll say 4 Big Ten coaches. Okay. If you and 4 other Big Ten coaches, you could start a portal house with them. And we can copy, I'm not going to say like Dylan can only basketball. Okay. So let's go around one at a time. Let's each pick one. And like I said, we can copy, just because Dylan takes Matt Painter doesn't mean I can't take Matt Painter. I'll go first. John Diebler, feel like he's a young guy, charismatic, would have a good time.
Take your home coach.
I am. Yeah. I expect you to take Matt Painter, Dylan. I think you would be, it would be bad if you didn't. So, That's who I'm taking. Me and John Diebler first. Kent, who's your first choice?
I'm taking Mike Woodson number 1. I think that
interesting.
Here's why. I feel like I have explanations for everything, but I shouldn't do that because it's taking too long. I think Mike Woodson looks like a guy that knows how to make food, and that's who I want to live with. He looks like he's good around the grill. He looks like he's nimble in the kitchen, and that's a guy that I want to be in a house with, someone that's going to be like, guys, give me, $70 tonight, or whatever it is, and I got groceries and dinner covered for the rest of the week or whatever. I don't know how much. Who knows how much food is? I don't look at the prices. Mike Woodson. That's my first pick.
I do think Mike Woodson would get you a grill, and he would be doing some mean stuff on the grill.
Woody, I don't know if they call him that. He could do some masterpieces on the grill.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like he might be able to. I feel like in his time, he may have gone to some hibachi places. Maybe do a little.
I feel like
hibachi
he's like
stir
actually
or
like if you got him behind closed doors too. Like he seems like he would be actually hilarious though.
I like Mike Woodson. I do.
Yeah, like he'd be a cool hang.
And I really like, if I were staying with him, I'd want to know how he perfectly trims his goatee. I mean, that thing, there's not a hair out of place to that goatee. It's very impressive. As a guy who's, has facial hair, I'd really like to know what his procedure is.
It is true. That is a crazy goatee. Just don't pull the fire alarm, okay, Kent? Don't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. All right, Dylan, your first one.
My guy, Matt Painter, because I'm a guy that's notorious for sleeping in, shocker. And I feel like if I were to, he would just be like, move, and then I'd have no choice but to get up because the man is pretty loud. But I do feel like Paint can cook pretty well. Paint's a great storyteller, and he'll give you some wisdom on the way. He's just the man. He's pretty rad. His kid Braden is pretty cool too, so I'd like for Braden to be there because he's electric. Whenever the camera goes on him, man, he is hyping up the crowd, and the crowd is there for him. So the Paint family really is the first family of Purdue athletics. But I'd hang out with Paint. He's a man's man. He's a guy, dude's dude. He's the man, the myth, the legend. And then his hair is perfect. Like it's never a hair out of place. So I'd like to know his hair care routine along with Coach Woodson and his goatee. Just because I don't have much on top to mess with, but I got a lot on the facial here words. There we go. But yeah, I'd hang out with Paint. Paint's good people. I love Paint.
That's a good one. Yeah. I honestly did not expect you to take anybody else. So I'm glad you did what I expected.
If I had to do a second and it would be football, it'd be Brent Bielema. I'd love to hang out with Bert.
You're doing 4, dude.
Bert seems fun.
You got to come up with 4 coaches. 4. You better start Googling.
Yeah, so that's going to be you and Paint in a portal house together. That'd be weird. Like, date.
Just a couple bros, couple dudes hanging out. I'd bring the BXP boys with me.
That's good. All right, my next coach. I feel like I'd love to sit down and chill out with this guy. Give me Ben Johnson from Minnesota. Me and Ben feel like we'd hang out, have a good time. I feel like John and Ben would get along together really well. Both former players, both pretty young guys. I don't know. Like I feel like Ben is the kind of guy who would be a good time to hang out with, and I also feel like Ben would be pretty resourceful. I feel like Ben is somebody that, like, if something goes down, like, hey Ben, what's going down with the grill or something like that. I don't know. I just kind of get that vibe from Ben. So give me Ben Johnson in my portal house.
I'm taking Ben as well. I was gonna say him at number 3. So my number 2 guy was. I have to say his name every episode is Chris Collins. I just want him to make sure that he knows how much I care about the way that he coaches basketball. That's the only reason I want to live with him for a little bit, just to be like, no, seriously, like, I really like watching you coach basketball. Like, you're the best.
He's going to eventually lock himself in his room and be like, this casual.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, I'll grab him. Like, I'm serious.
I love you.
Coach basketball.
You're so good.
Sit down.
You're so handsome. And, you're so good at basketball coaching.
No, this is not why I left my wife. Okay. I just like the way you coach basketball. No. So I'm going to say Chris Collins number 2, but I did have Ben Johnson as well. So he's number 3 for me. You can skip me next time, I guess.
Kent just did 3.
Wow.
We're all at number 2 for me. Dylan, you can do number 2. Feel free.
I don't think he knows any other coaches.
Hey, hold the hell on. Okay. In any house you need like a protector, right? You need somebody that's going to hold down the fort and scare intruders off. You need a snarling dog. You need a rabid snarling dog. And who's a rabid snarling dog of the Big Ten? Fran McCaffrey. If you get Fran just to sit outside of the front door and just stare like he does at the refs, and I wouldn't break into the house. I'm not a thief, but if I were, I wouldn't even dare try Fran McCaffrey. So I feel like you need a good old snarling dog, and that's old Fran McCaffrey. Thanks, Kent, for believing in me.
I love that pick. That's great. Not that it's a pick, but
I wonder what kind of conversations Fran and Peyton would have together.
Peyton would just be like, "Go to your room, Fran. I don't even want to hang out with you.
Hanging out with Dylan. Leave me alone."
Dylan and I are best friends. Fran, go away.
Dylan, I thought it would be hilarious, by the way, if you just said Matt Painter and then you listed 3 assistant coaches from Purdue. That would have been so funny.
Dude, there's too many good ones. Our entire coaching staff is great. I'd have Owens there. Owens is a good one. He's electric. Yeah, go on. Never mind.
All right, my third one. And I gotta be honest, I really liked this guy. I dislike it that he went to where he went because I'm kind of like Dylan, where I like the rival coach a little bit. So give me Dusty May, and I feel like I'd like hanging out with him. And then also too, I feel like you would have like some random outbursts by like Dusty and Jake. John's the 3-point machine that is over at Butler. I feel like there would be some good conversations there, and you'd have a little bit of like I feel like Dusty is the one who could have like subtle little digs too. And I feel like Jake could give it back to him a little bit, maybe Jake makes some sausages or something like that. And Dusty is like, Roddy Gale, he actually prefers hot dogs or something. And, Jake is like, no, he prefers sausages, Dusty. I don't know. Probably wasn't the best food group to
sausages.
Yeah, you were really zeroing in on that food group.
Ribs. We'll go with ribs. It's like, no, he actually prefers steak. No, he prefers ribs, Dusty. I think that'd be fun. So, Kent, give us your last one. We'll skip you on the last one.
I feel bad because I was gonna say Fran as well, but I just sound like I'm copying you guys now. But I'll just say that just for the sake of...
Do you know any other coach? Son of a gun.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pick Dusty May?
No, I'm not gonna hang out with Dusty May. He seems kind of lame, actually. If I'm picking guys as he seems like a really good basketball coach, but like he's not gonna make it up on like the top of the list of like guys I would like to like kick it with. Like, I don't want to hang out with him.
Fran does?
Fran actually, like, the older dudes are, like, low-key. Like, to me, they're funny. Like, they have all the stories and, like, the way that they act is funny.
They all go to bed at, like, 8 o'clock.
That's cool with me, too. I'll stay up late. I'll hold the fort down, like, while they go to bed.
No, I told you, Fran watches the front door to make sure there's no intruders.
But for real, think about having like Mike Woodson and Fran under the same roof. Like that would be so funny, man. I think that
Woodson would hate him. I feel like every other coach in the Big Ten hates Fran.
Yeah, that's why it would be great.
A lot of friends. He's hanging out on the porch a lot.
No friends, Fran, they call him.
So I'll have Ben Johnson and I'll have Chris Collins. I feel like he's still on the younger side. Us three can like kind of hang out like after Fran and Mike go to bed. So I still got a couple of younger guys that we can like go paint the town red if we need to. But I like Fran though. He's funny, dude. I think he's just a funny guy.
He's just a weirdo, and he's a funny weirdo.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
true. Philip brings up a great point. You guys just want to see his future daughter-in-law, for her to come over and hang out and ask her, to diss on Angel Reese and
you're not wrong.
Everything else. Because she doesn't do it to the press, but she might do it, at Portal House.
And then we'll
that's
get
how
a
you get
recording
these numbers up. Let's start talking about Caitlin Clark and just put that. You should put that on the episode title, like Dylan from BXP and Kent from Casual Big Ten join us to talk about Caitlin Clark, and like
they get an hour into it, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" They haven't spoken one word.
People watch the whole episode.
None of these topics up here have anything to do. All right, Dylan, your last one.
All right, my last one is the head coach of the Washington Huskies, strictly for his last name, and it's Danny Sprinkle. Just because his
Big
last name
Sprink man, huh?
The Sprinkle-nator. I don't know. I'll have to come up with a name for him. But, yeah, I think Fran would make fun of him for his last name, and he'd probably get bullied a little bit. I don't know. The guy, he could be 10 foot tall and buff as like a brick crap house. But
I don't think he is.
I doubt it.
Not with the last name Sprinkle.
Yeah, you can't be tough with the last name Sprinkle. My uncle had a neighbor, and they had a little dog, and its name was Captain Sprinkles. Fun fact. But yeah, with a name like Sprinkle, I just feel like that's a guy you want to hang out with. I'm sure he's got stories about how he got bullied growing up. But it's a good time. So yeah, Danny Sprinkle from Washington.
Tell you all his stories about how he got beat up when he was younger. Fantastic.
Stupid Sprinkle.
My last one, I'll just take Eric Musselman. He's done this before. He would understand the best spots. He would know, the best DoorDash orders. He would be able to figure out the grocery shopping. Like I said, the man's done it before. Give me somebody with some experience. I don't know why we're taking all these rookies in the portal house.
That's the smile you can trust. Just look at him.
All right, I'm changing Fran. I'm changing Fran out, by the way.
Honda Accord with
who are you changing Fran out to? We've convinced
I'm putting Cronin in for Fran. I've made a replacement.
Oh, I forgot Cronin was there.
See, I thought Cronin would yell at me too much.
But the
he'd
thing
be like
is,
at 6 a.m. be like, get up!
With the energy that I was thinking about my house more, and I was like, all right, with the energy of, Mike Woodson, I would like to see Chris Collins and Cronin kind of going, if we're going to start playing bags or something out back, or cornhole, whatever you guys call it.
Yeah, I was about to say, you communist. It's called cornhole.
Jeez, I don't know if that was necessary, but okay. But if we're gonna start playing
He's
cornhole,
from Tennessee, Dylan,
cornhole out back.
Doesn't know what Casey's is.
Watching Cronin, and I still didn't. Every time I'm talking, I can't hear what you're saying. Conan and Collins going at it. Cronin and Collins. Conan going at it. In the in playing bags, that's what I was trying to get at. It would be really competitive, and then Mike Woodson, on the side there with Ben Johnson. I think it would be really fun. So I don't know.
I hate to break it to you, Kent. Conan is a late show host. He does not coach in the Big Ten.
O'Brien,
so. Yeah,
I
wish he did though. That'd be great. He'd be great at it.
Philip says, "Sprinkle, you must be thinking about Tim Hortons."
Sprinkles donuts. I think that's
sprinkles
connection.
on the donuts and stuff.
That's
what Fran would do. He'd be like, "Does anybody want any sprinkles on their cookies? Anybody want any sprinkles on their donuts?"
What about you, Sprinkle?
Want some sprinkle?
Nerd.
And then Philip says, "We're not giving any love to Underwood."
Underwood scares me. But I would like for him to find out if it's a toupee on his head because it looks like one. But no, he just kind of gives me like a mean social studies teacher vibe, like just the teacher that everyone we got to go to Mr. Underwood's class. He's gonna fail you. Son of a gun, hates children, but somehow he's a teacher.
Dylan had a lot of thoughts for somebody he didn't even put on his list. I didn't really know what Underwood brought to the table. I thought of some stuff for all the other guys and thought that they meshed well together. Not necessarily saying I wouldn't take Underwood. I just don't know what he brings to the table. So
that's
Phillip,
a guy that goes to bed at 7:30.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Does he do anything by the pool? Is he a DJ? We feel like Brad Underwood has any DJ skills or something. If he had some DJ skills,
and Elvis, that's what he seems like.
Actually, we do need to check and see what he put for his favorite band. That would be helpful. He put his there we go, Philip. Good call. Super Soakers. You could have so many Super Soaker fights with Brad Underwood.
He'd bring the Super Soakers.
And you're in LA, Portal House. I mean, it's the summertime. It's a perfect.
That is a great video of him, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a nice
song. By Philip.
That video made me like him a lot more.
Yeah, no, I tweeted something joking about got to bring out the Super Soakers, and the Illinois fans were not happy. I'm not well liked in Champagne over there.
It's okay. I'm not well liked by Purdue fans, by some.
I just want to say for the record, by the way, my family was gone last night. Everyone was out of my house, and I'm not often just alone in my house. I don't want to live with anybody. Last night was one of the best nights of my life.
Big dog. I live alone with my dog and his dog.
It's the best.
It's awesome.
You got it. You got it rocking.
That's why I
over
have
there,
a
dude.
podcast set up in the living room. I live alone. Like no one can tell me to not. You know,
That's true.
YOLO, as the kids say.
It's nice to like have ownership over your own house. What's that
I
feel
can
like?
hang up my hockey jerseys and random assortments of football jerseys and soccer scarves in my living room, and nobody can say anything. Sure, when my mom comes over, she's like, "Dylan, it looks like a 10-year-old lives here." I'm like, "What up, Deb? Get out of here."
You say leave, Deborah.
I just want to say I don't want to live with any of these guys for the record, though.
Bruh.
Now, what if we had a, what if we had a college
house.
huddle house? What if we had a huddle house?
Oh, Huddle House.
Huddle House would be fun for like a week.
I wouldn't.
I'd
invite
take
Russ.
Kent and Zach and Dylan and Russ.
Yeah, Guggenheim's coming up in my house.
That's
I like
too much
Guggenheim.
Purdue people, though, man.
Yeah,
You can't have
inviting
them
Russ.
talking
I'm
about
kicking
Purdue.
Russ
Russ would
out.
go to bed early though, and he'd wake up early and like get breakfast ready. Russ is the
That's
kind of
true.
guy to get breakfast ready for you.
He'd go.
Russ
in his
would
silver,
be, Russ actually would be like 1.1 pick. Like he would actually get stuff done around the house.
He
for
would go in
sure.
his minivan because he's 87 and wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, and you'd wake up to the sweet smell of hickory smoked bacon, and Russ
That
would be like,
sounds
"Hey
incredible.
guys, it's all done." And we'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Mr. Russell." Like what?
This is Luke, our G5 host. He says MTV Huddle House.
Oh, that'd be glorious. That's a topic for another time.
Do you think we could get more than 8 viewers on that on YouTube if we actually
We're at
did
7 right now. It's been
Hell
going
yeah.
back and forth. So I think at
Hey.
one point it got up to like 10, and then 2 seconds later went
What's-
right back down to 7. So people
what's the
checked in, they were
longest-
like Portal House, and then they left.
What's the longest huddle episode you've done?
I think we did during football season. I think it was after the Ohio State Michigan game because I was so upset. I think it went an hour and a half. So this is
Well,
getting up
looks
there.
like we got a few more minutes, boys.
I think it was 134. Was
Looks
the
like we're
longest I did.
breaking some records tonight, fellas. Announcers, why we're
Yeah, let's go back to the announcers, dude.
Robbie Hummel, Dick Vitale. Shout out to Dickie V. Got cleared to call games again, so that's good.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Philip, great point. How long before Huddle House is overrun?
2
with
days.
ants and rats. 1 week, maybe 2.
Now hold on. Now I
Not
actually
if we have Russ there
am-
though.
What's that?
I said not if we have Russ there though. Russ would take care of it.
No, we're giving Russ a lot of credit right now, but my main job is to take care of my house. I'm a stay-at-home dad, so like that's not going. I can take care of rats,
have
ants,
a cute
anything
maid
like that. I'm
outfit?
keeping those things away, dude. Like I keep my house clean, bro.
I just picture you with a duster and a nice little like maid's apron.
You should. That's what I'm doing during the day.
I mean, the setup looks clean as all. It looks clean. It looks good. I
Yeah,
like it.
I keeps it clean in my house, man. Especially the kitchen is number one. Like obviously you work. That's like the brain of the house right there, and then you work from there. But I keep it clean though. I do all the laundry. I'll do laundry. We're giving Russ too much credit, man. I'll put in work at the house.
There we go. Philip
is
Mr.
right. Yeah.
Mom.
Russ says Mr. Mom. Next time he's on the huddle, make his tag Mr. Mom.
I can't
Me?
control his tag. He does it.
Dang it! I'll hack into his computer. I don't know.
I'll put it on there. I don't care. I'm not
I'll
offended by that. I'm pretty sure
won't
every
do it,
dude
Kent?
in the country would love for their
At
wife
what
to make
minute
enough money
mark-
to not work.
At
That would
what
be
minute
rad.
mark during this video do we feel like Frank passed out? Because he was going
Oh man, he
during the
was going
KFC
in.
segment.
I'm gonna get a
And-
text in our group chat tomorrow. He's like, I got such a headache. He's traveled everywhere with the missus who works for KFC, and I'm like, when was the last time you were home? Because he's been like out west. He was in Arizona. He's in Colorado. He's everywhere and anywhere but his house. So
That
Frankie's
KFC's
been
got him
traveling.
going, dude.
Yeah, we got that KFC money at Boiler Express.
When did she
podcast.
start working for KFC? Was it Monday when the
No, it's been a long
episode
time.
premiered? Oh, okay.
She worked for the Yum Corporation, but then she moved to KFC. So shout out to Mrs. Frank.
You're just putting
Who
all
has
his
the
business out on the. You guys
He's
are
put
like
in the
really putting a lot
comments.
of business out today.
We've talked about
Who
it
had-
on our podcast.
Who has the Yum Center? Doesn't somebody in the Big Ten have the Yum
Lo-
Center?
Oval.
Oh no, it's Louisville.
It's the
Idiots.
KFC Yum Center is the name of the arena.
Oh, the Yum Center. I thought you said the Young Center.
No, it's Yum. As in
Yeah.
Yum, KFC.
I was like, good for her taking care of the young people.
Ken has
The
to wake up.
youth.
Ken has to wake up early. He can't hear anymore. It's almost
It's
11
true. I
o'clock.
actually do have to wake up early tomorrow, but I'm not worried about it. I want this. We could do another hour real quick if we needed to.
We got to
to
beat the record. I can't not beat the record.
Did
We
we
gotta
did
make it
we
to
look up? All right,
135.
let's take some time and look up the record first of all. I feel like we should do that.
Do you have a spreadsheet of episode lengths?
Well, YouTube has all the videos on it, so we can start
that's
there.
good.
Yeah,
That's a smart idea. Glad you're here with
Is there
a
a way
idea.
that you can like organize it in that way though?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how we still have viewers.
How many? 4? 2?
I'll
log
know.
in.
I'm looking this up, so you have to.
I'll watch
you'll
from
have to
my
log
phone,
in.
so that counts as one.
Let's see.
So we'll have a fake viewer.
575 videos. That's a lot to look at here.
I'm telling
Well,
you.
you're supposed to use the organizer tool, like the
Didn't
filter.
even know that was a thing, though.
I don't have that. The only thing I can filter it by is popular and oldest. And I'll tell you what, I feel like this one's going to be near the top of the populars.
I would hope.
Once all is said and done.
With all the blood, sweat, and tears we've put into this thing today.
I actually did do a lot of research.
I actually
for that,
took notes
sponsorship.
for this.
Yeah.
JR, you should be honored because I don't take notes for nothing on my own podcast, but I took notes down for this.
Did you feel like this podcast was more serious than your regular podcast?
Listen, I see. I'm the personality hire at the Boiler Express podcast. I know things. I do, believe it or not. But most of the time, I'm just trying to break up the adultness that's on our show because Frank is very, numbers guy. He's pretty serious, and Russ, for the most part, is pretty serious, and Damon too. But Chris and I, if somebody says like the word balls, we start cracking up. One time, Damon brought up how he was explaining how Edey rebounded, and he's like, he picks the balls up, and then Chris and I laughed for a good 25 minutes. So, I mean, you got to have some fun in the podcast world, and that's what I'm here for at the Boiler Express podcast is on the personality hire, and I'm cool with that.
We did have an hour and 54 minutes.
Oh,
God. I don't know if we could do that.
That was the one when some Michigan fan accused Ohio State of cheating. So then we turned it back around and said, is Ohio State cheating instead of
they?
Michigan? I think we came out to no.
What if we just run the KFC ad for the next 20 minutes?
And we just jump off.
There is a
Just
way
put
to
it
actually,
on a loop.
Here,
there is a
pause
way
it.
to put the video clips as loop. So
Oh my God, that would be
at
hilarious
that.
just to break the record.
This chicken smells really good.
but then I have to stay on here. Somebody has to press the button at the
I'm gonna
end.
have
I don't
to
think you
add
have to stay
heartburn.
on. You just walk away from the computer, right?
$4.99. That's a great deal. Pedialyte.
You do have it on a loop. That's
For when you
hilarious.
wake up with food coma, just drink some Pedialyte. Hold on, but if you just go to my screen and just freeze it here, then we're good. Then we're good.
Here,
They call me the Colonel.
they call me the.
It does smell really good. I'm not
I
gonna
can't believe
lie.
you.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm not enjoying that. That was too much me. Oh, that was too zoomed in. Lord Almighty.
When we stopped talking, Dylan, your face.
That really took me off guard. I did not like being the only one. Oh,
That was priceless.
backwards hat game, though. Hey,
Well, we
need to
did.
get-
We,
hold on.
we are
can
close to. Or go ahead.
we need to get College Huddle hats that just have the logo on the back.
Yes, for the
Oh,
backwards
yeah.
hats.
We do need that. We do need some College Huddle.
Did I tell you guys the comment I got on the Ohio State show that I do? The comment about my backward hat.
No.
No,
Hold on.
what they say?
They some random dude, I don't know, maybe it was Russ's burner account. He commented and he said, "Oh look, another podcaster with a backwards hat. Never seen this before." And he said, "I'm blocking this channel now." I was like,
Look at us
wow.
now. Look what he's missing out on. He would have had a field day with this.
Well, that was the Ohio State channel, not this channel. He can still find this one, but he's
yeah.
probably
Oh,
blocked it
that's
by
true.
now with 3 backwards hats. So
Well, I mean, like Chris and Eric. I don't know if Eric wears backwards hats, but I think Chris has a few times. Chris
Eric
wears
wore his
sunglasses
beanie
too.
for a while, but yeah.
I most of the time wear
I
glasses.
will not turn this hat around because there is another podcaster that's been wearing this hat forwards. This exact same hat that I'm wearing right now.
I don't even know what hat I'm wearing. Oh, it's my ranch hat. My ranching when I fight my horses.
Was kind of nervous.
I
there
look
for a
like a
minute.
serial killer. Jimmy,
You look like
Christmas.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Good lord,
Dude, you have got
that-
to take the glasses off. I'm sorry.
What?
That is
I
terrifying.
I ordered these on Amazon, and I thought I got them in like a regular black pair of sunglasses, and they came in yellow. So I wore them. I wore a suit during the last Boiler Express podcast episode because I was coming back from a fancy dinner, and I rarely dress up. But I like ran into my house, sat down, fired up the podcast, and I wore these glasses with it. And that's probably the only time I'll wear them besides now, because they give me Dahmer vibes, and that's not what kind of vibes. It was a good show. The new show that came out is pretty wild.
Is it new? There's a new one?
It's new to me. I just watched it.
Oh, okay. That thing's been out for a minute.
Guys, we actually do need to stay on for a long time, though, because Philip is working, and it's convenient to listen to while
Philip, what do you do for a living that you're working at 10:45? I respect the hell out of it.
Probably like nighttime security.
That's
like
blue collar.
Museum security. You ever seen that movie, Night of the Museum?
If I could pick a job, it'd be that. That'd be fun. Or like
I think
mall
Philip
security.
would do a great job as the nighttime security guard of the museum where the animals come to life at the end.
That would be fun.
All right, so let me go back to my story.
Ohio State is just better at hiding the cheating. Thank you, Philip. We're just better at hiding it.
That's good.
Nobody
Folks
cares
at Purdue
anymore.
don't cheat, and it shows.
Yeah, go ahead, Kent.
You should cheat.
Oh, I was gonna say my hat though. I'm about to turn it around, but we were just talking about sleep is optional. It's funny that we just mentioned that because, and you mentioned this podcast earlier, but Sleepers, Greg from Sleepers, has this exact same. It's a golf hat, and it says "bad" on it.
Ooh, you bad and bougie.
And I thought this was a unique hat because it says
got a good
"bad,"
head of
and I
hair.
actually am really bad at golf. And then I saw him rocking it, and he posted it on Twitter, and I was like, I can never wear that hat now because
Should
everyone's
that be the on-court logo punishment of the last place team in the Big Ten every year? They have to replace the middle of their court with just the word "bad." Like you were so bad
Shame.
last year.
Shame.
You know, like imagine Michigan. You have to come to the court. It says "bad" in the middle.
You Ohio State folks would love that.
Oh, I mean it's basketball. It's not nearly as fun. They
if
use
we did it with
football in the
both
middle.
sports,
Be
football and basketball, then who was last place? Like it was weird last year because we had divisions for football still. So like who was technically last place for football?
This could come back and bite me.
I think Minnesota probably would have been
Oh,
the
that's
average lowest.
No, there
Not
was
a
one other
BJ.
team that was worse.
I mean, Rutgers was like 7-6, and they were second last in the Big Ten. But I don't know. I think
I'm
Minnesota
looking
was
it up.
5-7.
Minnesota
I
was.
think one
I predicted that Minnesota was going to be bad last year, and they were. That made me really happy. Actually,
Hey, they won their
because-
bowl game, Kent.
You mean they're not rowing the boat?
Not
If
with
he
those
came
tight
to
of pants
Purdue
on.
and put a daggum boat paddle on Purdue's helmets, I would riot in the streets.
But
I've
if
had
you
a lot
could
of-
steam the engine, you'd be fine with it.
Yeah, because that's our thing. We're not the boats. We're the boilers. What do we
That's true.
like? The Gophers. When was the last time you saw a golden gopher on a boat? And you weren't on a trip from some sort of drug.
Indiana was worse.
Mr. E-Man, I don't know if we've ever met. Thank you for watching. This is interesting that you're all the way here at the end. He says bucknuts. So I assume you mean because we're crazy. Or you're just talking about 24/7. Maybe you like the Bucknuts show.
I mean, if you
there.
tune into a regular show of the Huddle where I'm not here, it's fairly normal and adult and grown up.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we're getting some different clientele at this hour,
This is the late night crew.
especially with that picture. That looks pretty funny.
Hey, you could plug the OHIO podcast OnlyFans while you're here.
Members only.
The members only. Every time Eric brings it up, I'm like, shout out to the OHIO OnlyFans.
I don't even know what's going on there. I don't subscribe to the members, and I'm not on any of those videos. So maybe it is an OnlyFans. I have no idea.
You never know.
Philip says Sleepers, Greg, and Carter are a JD, and Turk from Scrubs. Kent, agree or disagree? This is a hot take. It's a good take, though. I agree.
I've never watched
I agree.
Scrubs.
I was
Wow.
just about to say what Dylan just said. I've never watched the show, so
You
I
guys
have
have
no
never
idea.
watched Scrubs?
No.
No.
All I see
Hospital
right there
shows-
is somebody called Greg and Carter Scrubs. That's all I saw.
Hospital shows
that-
give me anxiety because I'm automatically like, yep, I got that. Like, they could
that's-
come in with a bullet hole and be like, yep, I got the same thing. Time to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
I've never watched Scrubs. I've watched a lot of Sleepers before, though. I don't think that they're Scrubs. So
Dylan,
Don't
I
put
don't know
those comments together.
if we've ever talked. Honest thoughts on Sleepers, Greg and Carter. You ever watched the show?
Respectfully, I have not. Well, I got some research to do tonight.
Philip has. He said it's a good show.
Good show.
Or maybe Scrubs is.
What's your favorite? Like, if we pulled up your Netflix right now, what would be your number one?
My Netflix? It'd probably be something for my wife. Honestly, I don't watch anything but sports. Like,
yeah, that's how
my TV literally doesn't come on. I watch YouTube and sports. That's
the only reason I have YouTube TV is because of sports. If it wasn't for that, wouldn't need a thing for it.
Philip said it was a good show. I thought he was talking about Sleepers, and then he said Scrubs is a good show.
I was going to say, Scrubs is a good show is what he meant. I thought he meant Sleepers at first, too. And then I was like, oh, wait, no. He was talking about that.
What do you,
Mr.
Dylan, what do you
Edey,
mean by, like, what's
I
number one on my Netflix? Like, I'm not going back to Netflix and watching a bunch of stuff. Once I watch it,
I was just trying to make a fancy way saying, what's your favorite show?
Oh, what's my favorite show? Office.
Yeah.
The Office, for sure.
I'm
number
not a big
one.
Office guy.
You don't like The Office?
Yikes. No, I mean, I don't not like it. The clips, every time I've seen a clip on social media, it's funny, but I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just
go watch the episode when he donates the money for the kids' scholarships. That's all you need to watch. You'll love it. It'll be your favorite show after that.
That's a great episode.
Like Cloud9, like the Walmart style show. That was a funny one. I enjoyed that one.
I'm adjusting my camera because I'm sitting lower now. I'm trying to get comfortable.
We getting the
I only liked it. Mr. Emi, man, is really going in the comments. Mr. Emi, unfortunately, I can't put some of those comments on there. Scott's Tots. There we go. Philip. Scott's
just
Tots.
split the episode in half, and then this part is the late night huddle. I'll start hosting that show. The
late night huddle,
and come in like a suit and a desk. Oh hell yeah, that's a good idea. I'd have to do it in the summertime because I can't do that during the school year. But
I was gonna say you're too responsible for that, Dylan.
I am far too responsible.
I finished my drink like 45 minutes ago, and I am quite thirsty right now. As far as
I still have a little bit of Diet Coke.
No, this was alcohol, straight up vodka and Sprite that I was.
Sir,
drinking.
not on this program. This is a family program.
You don't know what's in my Diet Coke.
I'm 21 years or older, believe it or not. I know that's gonna be hard to believe for some people.
You're the type of guy that I can't tell if you're 21 or 42. Like you're.
I'm somewhere in between there, so that's a good range.
People think I went to Target one time and I was buying something for my niece's birthday, who's 5, and the kid at the register was like, "Oh, is this for your kid?" And I said, "No, I don't have kids." And he's like, "Really?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he goes, "How old are you?" I said, "I don't know, man. Take a guess." And he was like, 37. And I'm like, "Buddy, 28. Thank you." But yikes, it's the beard. I shaved the beard and I look like I'm 12. But it's tough. That kid at Target. Shout out to him. Shout out to my niece. I get to hang out. Yeah.
I only brought up the drink, by the way, because I'm just saying that I'm really persevering here to break this record because I want to continue drinking tonight. Is what
we
I was
need
trying
College
to get
Huddle stickers and we can put them on Yetis and drink during the show.
College Huddle drinking game rules. Yeah, that's a good.
There are no rules.
What would be our rules for a College Huddle drinking game?
All right, this is good.
Is
it us three on the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anytime.
Okay, so
I don't think you would have any other drinking show other than Kent, Dylan, and JR.
What about Guggenheim?
But other people watching are the ones that are drinking,
Not really
right?
his thing.
So anytime,
but still, we participate. We would drink with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That's how that works.
That's gonna be. We do need to do like one late night show one time. That'd be fun.
I feel like we're doing that right now.
Philip's the only person watching at 3 a.m.
because he's at work. I
would do it for Philip though. He's been a loyal supporter. I would do that for him if he
How
was
many
up at
listeners
3
we got right now?
Oh, I stopped watching it.
We have not.
So I don't even know.
Wait, what?
Your own show and you stopped watching.
5 watching.
Oh my! Hey, the 5 of you, please make a comment so we can thank you personally. Let yourself.
They probably can't. They've probably fallen asleep while they're watching it on the TV.
That or they're too embarrassed to put their name up on this. I don't want my name a part of this program.
We just lost one. They got mad.
Darn.
I think that might have been me. Let me see.
Oh.
Let's get it back.
I was
all 3 of us watching it, and Philip, and that's it.
Dude, who cares? We're doing this for the game.
Numbers
dude.
Are numbers. Damn it. Dang it.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm back.
pay a
All right, so
fine.
we're back up to 5. I think.
I curse. That means I got to pay a fine.
You ruined my monetization. Pay a super chat.
I'm about to. Gosh darn it. I mean, I've done it before for. Oh, you can't.
Wait, what did he did he say something naughty?
I said DAMNIT.
How dare you?
There's no way to pay. You don't have the ability to pay. How are we going to make money, JR?
Yeah, we're trying to get paid.
I don't
here.
have it.
I can
Where's
send
that
them
monetize
by the
this
way?
video? Maybe YouTube just knows we've gone off the rails and we're so stupid at this point.
They heard I was here and they're like, God, demonetized.
By the way, we've gone an hour, almost 45 now, and we have barely discussed the fact that I had Dylan on my stream yesterday to play Madden, and I bent him over my knee ever so gently and smacked his butt in Madden.
Yikes. All right. What a picture you just painted.
I do have monetization on. I don't know why.
JR wasn't even listening.
I let you. Hey, why
over there
here?
trying to fix the thing?
Let's just fire up a game of Madden.
I can't wait till
my
this
TV
NCAA
right
game
here.
comes
We're
out.
set, dude. We're ready.
You know what I did after we played last night, by the way?
No, I do. So my upstairs, my house is older than Sin, so I have to have window AC units, and I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay to fire up 3 of them. I only fire up 2. So my man cave is hotter. It's like probably 90 degrees up there right now. So I put my podcast equipment, the TV for streaming Madden, and everything on a bar cart.
Perfect. I love it.
It's all on a bar. I can't turn my computer on. I have to take a photo of it and tweet it, but it's all right. I got like a 30-some inch, no, probably smaller. It's a TV that I got zip tied to the bar cart. It's held together by zip ties, and that's really it. That's how
fantastic.
we engineer things here at Purdue University. I didn't graduate from Purdue. I didn't even go because I should not.
Less than 10 minutes. We will beat the record in less than 10 minutes.
Let's go. I was going to say, Dylan, after we played last night,
yeah,
I took my Xbox back downstairs to the bigger TV, and I played until first of all, I plugged it. Remember I was telling you about the hardwire issues I was having?
Yeah.
So I hardwired it back in. I downloaded a million games basically last night because it was everything was downloading in less than 2 minutes. So got all these games. I got FIFA, played that online, lost 7 games in a row before I got a win. FIFA is impossible online.
They're people. Those people are way too good.
Oh my God, it was insane.
They know every little trick.
And then I played Madden, which was interesting because I haven't played Madden without the stream in a month now, and it was cool to just sit back and actually just play the game without having to feel like I had to talk the whole time. It was nice.
That's the hardest part, is talking while playing.
Yeah,
it's very
tough.
difficult. JR, are you a video game gamer?
I used to be, and then I got married.
Wow. Okay.
Dang, dude.
Kind of ruined things.
Congrats on the. Never mind.
I told my wife before we got married that I'm married to the game, dude. Before I'm married to her.
I got divorced, so it's who cares? Let her rip. What about when the college football game comes out, JR? You're not gonna partake?
Unfortunately, I won't. No, when I got married, I played a lot of video games and probably used too much time on it, and my wife got upset, and
Listen,
and I
say,
just gave
Mrs.
up on it.
JR, mind your own business. Okay,
well, here's the thing. The only thing I was playing at that time was Fortnite with my college buddies, because there was literally no other game that cross-platformed. And so we would just get on the creative mode and go do stupid stuff and hang out together. And then, it just was kind of
stupid. Me and Ken over here are going to stream college football 25.
I know. If I had known at the time college football was coming back, I probably would have kept it. But I do have children now, so
it is funny how you're telling us that your wife probably doesn't want you to waste a bunch of time as we're sitting here trying to break a record for a podcast that is literally wasting time right now.
Has she texted you yet?
No, my wife is actually super busy tonight, and she's very excited for it. We're going on vacation in a couple weeks. By the way, there won't be a podcast here in a couple weeks. No, that was something for my work. And there won't be a podcast here in a couple weeks.
Sonny,
He's back.
Hey, Sonny, we'll send you the link, Sonny. Join us while we're here. We're trying to beat the race. I can't
believe he came back.
I love the idea.
I actually am going to send Sonny the link. I hope
these guys are still on. What the hell is going on? No, I think Ken and I are going to be streaming that game for 37 straight hours.
Well, remember I told you about this yesterday. We're going on.
Yeah.
I'm literally going on vacation at the worst possible time. It's
vacation.
right when the game comes out. I'm going on vacation. It's brutal.
Cancel the vacation, says the same.
I'm thinking about it, bro. I'm actually thinking about it. Like, I don't even want to go.
Listen,
I want to play video games.
Sonny, I sent you the link. You should hop on.
We'll talk to
Oh my
Mrs.
God,
Kent.
if he comes on, that'd be hilarious.
Then we're going to be on another hour.
What was that episode when Dylan and Russ came on, Kent? What were we were supposed to talk about something that episode that we just completely derailed it.
It was like the night before the national championship game, I think. Or
oh no, that's when Russ and I were doing our own podcast, and we shut down our podcast to come on here because I texted you and I was like, "Send me the damn link." What do we do?
That's right.
It's another.
I came on like randomly when I wasn't supposed to when I was at the Big Ten tournament from my phone. That was fun. I was in the hotel room.
I started a podcast on our end. I went live because I thought the guys were all at the Virginia Tech game and Purdue played there during the big rain delay. So I texted them in the group chat and I said, all right, I'm going to start a stream. Here's a link. Somebody hop on from Virginia, like on scene. And nobody joined. So I sat there by myself with some background music and I was like, yeah, the guys will be here soon. Never showed up. The guys left me high and dry. I know. Like, what a bunch of
That's brutal.
Words.
Jackwagons.
Especially that Russ.
Where's Sonny at? Is he jumping on then?
Sonny.
Well, I sent the DM, but it still says sent. It doesn't say seen.
Sonny. Sonny likes being married, I guess.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's actually
there he is.
I was actually taking my dog out for a walk right when you sent me the link.
Oh, so locked on a lion eye and then dog walking. That sounds similar to Kent's life.
I turned you guys on while I was getting my research done for the episode. I recorded the entire damn thing.
You probably got a lot of tips from us, a lot of good research, right?
I finished, and then I'm taking my dog out for a walk. I open up YouTube, and there you guys still talking.
We're still here.
What's going on?
Wait, Kent, are you getting Mrs. Kent?
What's up? No, that's my son.
Oh. What's up, little Kent?
Son Kent? No, we waited an hour and a half and then we were like, oh, the record is 134, and then I thought I'd check just to make sure, and then we figured out the record is 154, and then while we deliberated if we could make it or not, there was 10 minutes left and we were like, wow, yeah, sure. At this point,
we got to make it around 2 hours though. Just end it at 2 hours.
Right when all the zeros hit. Okay. Right when all the zeros hit 2 hours, I'm ending it. It doesn't matter what's happening.
And that'll look clean on the YouTube with the little time mark and just say 2 hours.
Yep.
But if you make it like 1:59.99 or 2:01, well, that's on you. You gotta have a quick trigger finger.
Do we think Kent's son is actually going to come on?
Is Lil Kent gonna come on?
No, he's got it. He doesn't have a shirt on right now, so I didn't think that was appropriate. Go put a shirt on then.
He's like, no, Dad, all my friends will make fun of me for being on this podcast.
I feel so bad because I thought he was sleeping. He told me before I jumped on, he was like, I want to play this. I downloaded this. It's not FIFA. It's like a different soccer game on the new Xbox. I told you I downloaded like 1 million games.
Yeah.
And right before I jumped on, he was like, can I play this game with you after you're done? And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, I think you'll be sleeping though. And then we did this long thing. He just popped his head in the door. I was like, "You're still awake, dude?"
He's like, "Dad."
So now I'm a terrible father.
My favorite is when Sonny comes on and he's like, "Yeah, I got the kids upstairs. iPad babysitter's doing a great job."
Yeah, that's usually what.
Dude, I'm going to the middle school next year, and those kids are gonna. I'm. If I can survive kindergarten, I can survive anything, though.
Maybe.
My daughter's a kindergartner,
but I am at their mental
like 20 of those.
Level. Oh yeah, I had 20 kindergartners in one class.
No, thank you.
I mean, I was a teacher's aide. The teacher ran the show. I just kind of helped out. I was really one of them, just with the beard and 6'2". But you know,
I like kids as long as they're my own. And yeah, outside that, forget it.
I'm a single father of a golden doodle. I'm gonna get a bumper sticker on my truck. Proud father of a golden doodle.
Come on, man. Jump
on. What up, little Kent?
All right.
Oh, you got Kent. The backwards hat. Let's
go. All right, you got the memo on the show.
What up, little Kent?
You gotta talk loud.
Yeah.
Hi.
What up?
Hi, little Kent. Okay, little Kent. Do you or don't you like KFC?
I do.
Yeah, okay, that's my guy.
There we go.
This episode brought to you by KFC. Go to your local Colonel Sanders and mention Zach Edey. And I don't know if they'll know who Zach Edey is, but you should do it. And I'm going to eat this.
Do you know who Zach Edey is?
No.
But ask, does he know who Purdue is? Or what Purdue is?
No.
What?
Wow.
Hey, give me a boiler up. Just say boiler up real quick.
What?
It's not a bad word.
Or up.
There we
my
go.
guy.
All right.
Little Kent redeemed himself.
There we go.
So I'm obviously not a Purdue fan because my kid doesn't even know who they are.
I mean, he should. We're
I'm
I'm
national.
check that
slowly
one off.
shedding light on who I'm a fan of, even though all you guys already know now. I feel like everyone knows at this point.
You have a really cool mic. Like you,
We
you
would
just
never
went,
say it.
I actually got this from my buddy that lives in the neighborhood who is a producer for the Daily Wire.
Mm,
Oh,
that sounds-
nice.
You
Like
live in a nice
he
neighborhood.
works on Shapiro's show actually.
I went to so my uncle lives in Orlando, and I went down there for like a week or two a few months ago, and I did an episode for the BXB from there. Anyway, we're watching the nightly news, and the weatherman pops up. He goes, "Yeah, it's our neighbor," and I was like, "What? The weatherman's your neighbor?" And he goes, "Yeah." The next morning, weatherman's his neighbor. I was like, "You do live in a nice neighborhood. If the local weatherman's living, man, down in Orlando." Oh, was he showing off the backdrop?
Oh yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
His own
Chill.
thing.
He's gonna
His
go
own
back
thing.
to school and be
Hey,
like,
Sonny. All right, we had some good conversation about Edey and KFC. You know, if Terrence Shannon Jr. or Coleman Hawkins, if they, I'm sorry, I don't know if Coleman Hawkins is a sore subject. But if they were to get a fast food establishment to sponsor them,
You know,
Who would it
I watched Kent. Like that was the last part I saw before I logged off. I wasn't sure where Kent was going to go with that, with the whole trial thing. But then I think you kind of saved yourself with the, the squeaky fast or whatever it was.
Freaky
there we
fast.
go.
You don't know about
Freaky
Jimmy
fast.
John's, bro? Yeah.
squeaky class. What?
yeah, squeaky fast.
I'm a big TSJ supporter. You know this.
Yeah, well, I know you were on my show when the verdict came out last week.
Like the OJ trial, man.
He's not Gary Parrish.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't eat too much fast food, so I couldn't tell you. I can't
oh,
afford it.
Sonny's healthy and skinny, and
I don't
doesn't-
think Coleman Hawkins does either. Doesn't strike me as a
As I'm
McDonald's
sitting
kind
here
of
with
guy.
an 8-piece next to me at all times during this episode, and I scarfed down mac and cheese and mashed potatoes before the show, and I was struggling. God,
Do you think CPS is going to come to my house after seeing that I actually have children and I've been on this show for 2 hours ignoring him?
And it's 11:05, and he's still awake.
It's 10:05
Kid-
and it's
Oh,
the
that's
summertime.
I'm sorry, I'm in American time zone over here.
There are
Yeah,
far
we're
worse
all
people.
working in real people time over here.
Whatever. The central
Far
time
worse
zones-
people with children, Kent. Don't worry. They're not even. You're not even on the radar.
I don't even have any. That's probably a good thing when you think about it. But
That'd be
Yeah,
funny
you
if
got horses.
CPS showed up at your house.
I have 5 horses, and they cost as much
I'm
as
so
children.
envious. Yeah.
Don't be. They just eat your money. I might as well just feed
So
them
do
dollar
kids.
bills. That's true.
Yeah.
Shits are smaller, though.
Kindergarten ain't cheap. I got to send my daughter to preschool next year. That's dumb.
It is crazy expensive.
I just bought that kid travel soccer jerseys last night for $500.
What?
The jerseys.
Lord Almighty, dude! Like when I back in my hockey days, talking to like little league teams and how much these kids had to pay. Like kids had to pay for pads and helmets and sticks. Sticks are stupid expensive. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. Hey, Philip has horses. Hay burners. He's not wrong.
There
Which
we
hay
go.
we go through? I almost got
We
kicked by one.
still
today.
have 5 people watching. I don't know.
We
how
need to
this is
give those
happening.
people something. God love them.
I'm one of them, by the way. So we have 4.
Well, I'm one of them as well. So probably 3.
Yeah, we gotta go, dude.
Us four in the chat and Philip.
Just Philip. Philip, you are forever a. Once we make
Bring
it
Philip
big,
on.
and we
Just
buy
Philip,
once
yeah.
the College Huddle buys ESPN, we'll remember you.
Oh, you're making me one of those? Thank
Are
you.
we sure Kent's son isn't secretly Philip?
That's true. Oh, he has
Oh,
cows.
here we go. He has cows, not horses.
See, cows are funner.
Okay.
They don't.
All right, a minute and a half, guys. Minute and a half until we get to 2-0-0-0-0, and then we're off.
And nobody will ever
Done.
beat this record because if they do, I'm coming back. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not on here often because for obvious reasons. But
So the actual episode lasted about like an hour and a half, and you guys are like, "F it, let's."
it
just-"
lasted about 45 minutes.
No, we were still
got done
we
with
were
the
still
second
on
segment
topic
with,
after
like,
an
an
hour and
hour.
a half, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, after the hour and a half, it's kind of gone off.
We actually skipped a topic tonight. That's how long we were talking about the other topics.
We didn't talk
We're
about
like, well, let's get
announcers.
out of here. Let's skip a topic, and then we went to 2 hours.
Yeah, then we just
We
kept
could have done
going.
that last topic and half.
Wait,
an
so
hour
you for
before
sure
we-
don't have any episodes longer than 2 hours, then, right?
1 minute left. Yeah.
Let's
I've
go.
never
Dude.
gone for 2 hours.
Let's
before.
go 3.
Sonny, by the
Like
way,
the
Sonny, you're not
boss.
getting any credit for being on this episode, dude. We put in hard work. We got sweat equity in this episode right now.
Fair enough.
No one can unclaim us from the College Huddle. We hold the record for longest episodes. But watch, one of those SEC guys are going to go 201 just to be SEC guys.
Yeah.
Nerds.
It just means more.
Just means more. Well, boys, I feel like we're waiting for the Titanic to ship to sink. It's been a ride.
To do what?
That's not good.
I said wait for the Titanic to ship, but that obviously didn't make sense. Pretty bad at words for a guy that is on a podcast.
go.
But
Men actually only have a limited amount of words that they can say per day, and then they start
10
cashing
seconds.
out. I read an article about it the other day.
I can't read, so I mean, you know.
And I
All
can't
right, boys,
read.
it's
5
been fun.
seconds.
Boiler up.
Oh, 2:01. Oh, were we going to end it right at 2 hours?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Oh, he left. It's still going.
Wait a minute. Are we still live?
Who's going to close the
Someone check
show?
their phone.
I
Someone
don't
check
know.
their phone to see if they're still alive. Kent,
If
you and I,
we're
let's just
out-
stay on for another hour.
I'm
This
still.
one-
It's still going. I'm on it. I got it pulled up on the side monitor.
Darn it.
And you